everybody, and welcome to Todd Stadium here in Newport News, Virginia. Today, the Division V state championship game between the Phantoms of Phoebus and the Eagles of Thomas Edison High School. Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe, Bob Killen, and Mr. Musgrove sitting back here doing the stats for us today. Paul, great game here. Is it going to top last week's contest?
Mike, that's going to be tough. Last week was probably one of the best games we have ever witnessed up here in the booth. Phoebus on a roll. Edison, a tough team this year. We should see a good game. Again, it's going to come down to defense. Who can hold the other offense in check, Mike?
Well, let's take it down to the field where Brent has the coach from Edison, and that is Mr. Vaughn Lewis, down on the sideline for his interview.
Thanks, Paul. Mike, I'm here with Coach Vaughn Lewis of the Thomas and Edison Eagles. He's been a coach for 34 years and been the head coach of the Eagles for 11 years, I believe. Is that right, Coach?
That is correct. 2 years in 85 and 86 and last 9 years.
Well, 86, was that the year that they won their last championship?
Yes, it was.
And that was against Warwick, that team from down here?
Warwick, a team from down here, but we played at Woodson up home. It was a lot nicer drive.
A little bit shorter for you. Well, let me ask you just a few questions.
Sure.
I talked to you on the phone earlier, and you said this season was a little bit of surprise for you. How come?
Well, we have 4 returning starters from last year's team, and everybody else was a question mark. And the season started, and we played pretty well. But as we progressed, we've gotten better and better, and we've turned into a real fine football team.
Well, it's a great record, 11-2, and here we are playing in Game 14, and that's where all the coaches start out in September, hoping to get to this game. But I'm looking at your roster, not a real big team, so what are you relying on? Quickness, speed, what?
Yeah, we've never been a big team. We play sound defense. We take on traps well. We're quick. We're pretty aggressive. Offensively, we throw the ball a lot. We have some good athletes in our offense, and we try to get the athletes the ball.
Talking about your athletes, tell me a little bit about Sean Lord, your quarterback, thrown for 2,500 yards this year. Is that correct?
That's correct, and he threw for 2,100 yards last year, so he's been there before. He's a leader. He's really grasped the concept of our offense, and he's just invaluable to us.
Well, let me ask you one last question so you can get back to your people here. Tell me what you think you're going to see in Phoebus today. Anything new?
No, I think they're a big, strong, ball control type of offense, and defensively they're very aggressive. And, you know, once you get to this stage of the game, you don't want to change what's been working for you.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you very much for taking the time to be with us. Good luck today. And if you just hold on a second, guys, I'll send it back up to you. Got a passing team and a running team. Let's just see how this works. Thanks again.
All right, back here. Tell you what, Paul, we're going to have a game here that is going to involve a quarterback that has thrown for 4,600 yards in the past 2 seasons.
That's correct.
22 touchdowns this year. I mean, you know, that's a lot of touchdowns, a lot of passing for one individual for 1 year. So obviously they are a passing team. They do have a running back that's got 800-plus yards, so they can run too, so they're going to mix it up. We're going to see a whole lot of offense here, I think, with a lot of multiple wideouts tonight. They talked about 4, maybe 5 wideouts during the game, so it's going to be an interesting situation for the Phoebus Phantoms defense to be able to handle that.
Yes, it is.
We'll send it back down to the field now where Brent has Coach Bill D. of the Phantoms, as he will talk about their prospect for today's game.
Thanks again, guys. I'm here with head coach Bill D. Everybody, I'm sure, recognizes him by now. This is our 6th interview this year. Coach D has been coaching 22 years. Here we're going back for our 3rd state championship. I want to ask you, Coach, what has this season meant to you more than any other?
Yeah, you know, it's a great feeling to have kids that have worked so hard and overcome a lot of obstacles, you know, their youth and experience, and to get to this game, and I'm very proud of them.
Well, a whole lot of coaches start out the season hoping to get to play 14 weeks, and here we are. I want to ask you a couple of questions. Number one, that game last week had to be one of the best games we've seen in years. What did you think of that when you got through? Thanks for the win.
Yeah, well, winning them, as always, makes them a better game. They were a good football team. We knew they were going in. We had to go up on their home field and play. You know, it was a great game, and kids came through at the end.
And speaking of that, tell me a little bit. We hadn't had a chance to talk to him about it this year, but tell me a little bit about Matt Cole. What kind of kid are we talking about?
He's a great kid. He works hard. Coach Van Dyke does a great job with him, and you know, he's consistent, and he's gotten better every week.
All right, let me ask you this. Tell me what you expect from this team, Edison. What do we see?
Very steady football team, scrappy as heck, plays hard, good hard defense. They mix up their plays. They're no huddle. They're very efficient, very efficient.
Looking at a passing team, 2,500 yards. Anything
They
special?
run, but they can run the ball. They run the ball, too.
One last thing, let me say this to you, Coach, on behalf of the Channel 46 staff and all the fans here, thank you for 14 weeks of great football, and we're looking forward to the end of the day. Thanks again.
I support. I really do. And we're going to try to get one more here.
Thanks again, guys. That's Coach D. It's the last game of the season. It's the one we're looking for. Back up to you guys.
All right, today's game is sponsored by Zoom Sitco with locations throughout the peninsula, along with Subway located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. Great subs, salads, and wraps. And in part by Eric Thompson Realtor. Call Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Call 881-2004. And Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home located at 2551 North on Armstrong Avenue, where Nancy Staten is the director. Well, the Phantoms won the toss.
They deferred.
They deferred to the second half, so the offense on the field first will be the Edison Eagles. Shortly, as we get the put them up on the screen, we'll give you everybody's starters as they start to take the field.
All right, here we go with the Edison Eagle offense. Number 1, Drew Baldwin, wide receiver. Number 5, Ben Barber, wide receiver. Number 11, the quarterback, Sean Lloyd. Number 25, Kevin Carter, at running back. Number 33, Akeem Perry at running back. Number 50, David Dorsey at center. Number 58, Farzan Tabayan at guard. Number 61, Bernard Butler at guard. Number 62, Robbie Lee at tackle. Number 75, James Pratt at tackle. And number 88, Mike Roden, the wide receiver.
That's Matt Cole setting up to kick off for the Phantoms. Back deep is number 1, Drew Baldwin for the Eagles. So as we get ready to get started here, we'll give you the defensive starters right after they kick off. And there's the kickoff. And it'll be Baldwin at the 9-yard line. Out to the 30.
Nice return by Drew Baldwin on that play, Mike.
24 yards on the return. Brought down by number 8. That was Nathaniel Motley on the stop. First and 10 Eagles from their own 34-yard line. They are getting set to go with a no huddle, so this is going to be quite interesting trying to get the defensive starters for Phoebus on the board there. All right. First and 10 from the 34-yard line. Back to pass, a little fade out to the left side of the field, overthrown, incomplete. Second down and 10 for the Eagles.
And here's your vaunted Phoebus defense. Number 5, Aaron Hawkins at linebacker. Number 7, Landon Givers at defensive end. Number 8, Nathaniel Motley at safety. Number 9, Derek Davenport at center. Number 11, Darius McMillan at linebacker. Number 15, Charlie Smith at linebacker. Number 32, Haroon Brown at linebacker. Number 44, Landis Beggs, defensive end. Terry Lyles, number 58, the nose guard. Number 62, Dominique Davenport at tackle. And number 84, Reed Evans at a corner.
Same situation to the near side. That time overthrown was the intended receiver, number 88 for the Eagles, and that was Michael Roden. Second, make that third down now after 2 overthrown short passes. Second down and 10 for the Eagles at their own 34.
Mike, we expected a lot of passing from Edison, and they start off with 2 quick passes to the outside, both of them incomplete.
And they have 4 wideouts, 2 to the near and 2 to the far as he's quarterback being pressured. Gets rid of the ball up the middle. Is completed to Roden inside of Phantoms territory down to their Phantoms 44-yard line. About a 22-yard gain on the play. First and 10 after a third down completion.
Mike, good pressure there by number 7, Landon Givers, but a nice pass, a good reception by number 88 for Edison, Mike Roden. Sean Lloyd showing off his arm here. Good connection across the middle.
3 wideouts this time, 2 to the near. They're in the straight I formation. That's Roden in motion. Trying to draw off the Phantoms, which he did not. Handoff is to the lead. Back on the play.
Landon Givers, number 7, in on that tackle.
That was number 25, Chris Rose, on it. Make that Kevin Carter on the carry. No gain. Back to the line of scrimmage. Second down and 10.
Quick offenses.
This is going to stop Phoebus from doing any changing in the defensive scheme. They have to be ready to go right away. Again, 3 wideouts. Roden is in the slot formation. The backs are split. There's Roden in motion. Slant inside. Great play defensively, but he's going to call him for interference. If you look at the replay, you'll notice that his arm was wrapped around his back.
Right, Reed Evans on the coverage of that play, getting help from Nathaniel Motley. Another quick slant. Looked like it was going to be an interception, but here's the replay on it. You can see it's just
defensive pass interference against Phoebus. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And he did have his right arm wrapped around him. That was a call that probably could have gone either way. But this is going to be this is for the marbles, folks. One of the things that we don't want to see, though, is the referees taking over this game.
you want to
let
see
them
this
go out there
game.
and play. That's what happened last week. Last week, them boys played hard.
Boy, did they play.
And today, we don't want the referees to do nothing for it here. So we'll first and 10 now. The ball sits at the Phantoms' 29-yard lines as the opening drive for the Eagles has netted a couple of first down, one by a 15-yard penalty. 3 wide outs, 2 to the near side split backfield. And that is Baldwin in motion. Long count for the snap. There's that quick pass outside, and it was a little overthrown. And there goes a flag out there. I'm not real sure what that was for.
Yeah.
Unless they're going to call maybe a hold on one of the Phoebus defenders.
Well, I was watching right down on that one.
Holding
Mike,
on
I couldn't
Phoebus.
See anything there?
Let's
see if we can catch it on the replay there.
No hold there.
That was just, I don't know.
Holding against Phoebus. That's a 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. First down. Let's go.
Now, they called it a hold, but I didn't see it.
We couldn't see it from here either, but they've got a man right there on the sideline. So
moves the ball down to the 19-yard line where it's first down. Two consecutive penalties have netted the Eagles first downs here. Lloyd now back in the shotgun. Still 3 wide outs, split backs. Dude, he was moving too. When their backfield was moving, there's a pass into the end zone, almost intercepted. That was intended for Baldwin. It should have been intercepted.
Looked like number 14 down there on the coverage, Mike. We're going to see if I can pick up a number here.
That's 84.
If we can catch it here. It might have been Reed.
So it was.
Here's the pass. Nice pass. He's throwing again into double coverage. And that was Reed Evans.
I tell you what, last week, the last game in overtime, Reed Evans was the one who actually intercepted that ball in the end zone. And we didn't get that out because we had a hard time figuring out exactly who it was. 2nd and 10, keeper by the quarterback, Lloyd, and he's going to lose about a yard as he's sacked in the backfield by the Phantoms.
Landon Givers in on that play, along with the Phantoms' number 5, Aaron Hawkins. And I tell you, Mike, Phoebus's defense against a run is one of the best we've seen all year long. You're not going to do much running against this team. If you're going to get any yardage, it's going to have to come through the air.
3rd down and 11. Lloyd is in the shotgun. 4 wide outs, 2 near, 2 far. Single setback. Back to pass. A little sling pattern outside. It goes out of bounds. Great defense on the play. And that was Desmond
Hawkins.
Barnes on the defense, number 2.
And Aaron Hawkins, number 5, out there on the inside. Double coverage once again.
Well, that's going to bring up 4th down. And you might be in for a treat here on this particular play because the young man that's going to be kicking a field goal for them is one of the better ones in the state.
We watched him before the game, ladies and gentlemen, and this young man, he's got a foot.
Paul Bergstrom is his name. He is a 6-footer, 155 pounds. Don't know what grade he's in. It doesn't say because the kick is up. It's a little bit short. And it's good. It just goes over.
It looks short
into
from
that
this
strong
angle.
wind. It barely goes over the cross mark, but either way, it counts.
And Mike, you said it. The wind is blowing. You can see the flag is full out up here, and that thing was into the wind. Watch the replay on this.
Good snap, good hold, good kick. The ball grabbed by the wind, obviously, and it is coming down.
Whoa, man.
I tell you what, I could have sworn it looked like it was in front of the pole.
From here, it doesn't look good, but
those two guys that are standing underneath of that pole looking at it go over said it was good.
Mike, a really good kick.
Into a strong
Edison,
wind.
A very strong wind.
So the field goal puts the Eagles out in front. early here in the first quarter. 9:38 to go as they lead 3-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports as we bring you the state championship game in Division 5 from Todd Stadium in Newport News, Virginia.
Dennis Mathis back for the Phantoms, back on his own 5-yard line as Berkston sets it up on the far side of the 40 to kick off.
Just a few minutes, we'll see how the Phantoms fare on their first possession on offense.
I would like to see that kick again. Here's a little scoot pass.
What is this?
Taken at the 35 by one of the upbacks. That's number 5. He gets away.
Hawkins.
Look out. Look out.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Look out. That kick is backfiring on the Eagles as he's going to go all the way in.
Number 5, Aaron Hawkins of the Phoebus Phantoms takes that short little, I guess you call it a pooch kick or just a short kick.
He did a stutter step to the left and went to the right, went around a couple of blocks, and it was all she wrote.
Had a nice opening.
He broke a couple of tackles here.
Watch
at
this,
about
folks.
the 45. Watch it.
He has nowhere to go. Gets a nice tackle on the inside. There's a nice block up front by number 80. I can't tell. It might have been Reed Evans, number 84. And Aaron Hawkins, with his quick speed, just leaves Edison right there at the 50-yard line and says goodbye.
I guess the Eagles might kick off regularly next time. Huh? What do you think? Cole in to kick the extra point out of the hold of Taj Boyd. And there is the kick. A good kick. Nice, strong kick, and it's good. So after the Phantoms give up a short field goal, they come right back on the kickoff and run it all the way back for the touchdown.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I kind of apologize. You didn't get to see the Phoebus offense right off the bat there, but you did get to see their special teams and the speed of Aaron Hawkins and just exactly what this Phantom team can do in terms of blocking and opening up lanes for their runners. They've done it all
Let's
year.
watch this again.
Look at that hole, Mike. Look at it.
He left them in the hole. I mean, he just outran them through that hole.
Patience, knowledge, and action. He was patient enough to wait for something to open up. He had the knowledge to know what his blockers could do, and then he acted on it with his speed, got the opening. Phantom 7, Edison 3.
A deep back for Edison is Drew Baldwin, and Akeem Perry kicking off for the Phantoms will be Matt Cole. What a turnaround that was.
Whoa,
One
I love
play.
It. You know what it reminded me of? Last week. The other way.
Yeah, like the coaches are saying, I guarantee you they don't pooch a kick again. That might be a true statement.
Yeah.
That one backfired big time.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you catch any overspill here of talking, we apologize. We're right here next to the coaches, which gives us kind of a nice in on hearing what's going on.
A little pooch kick, so to speak. This is something that a lot of the high schools around here are going to because they don't want their stars to run them back.
It kind of takes a little bit of the excitement out of it, doesn't it?
He downs it right there at the 35-yard line where the Eagles will take over with their second offensive set of downs here. 1st and 10 from the 35. 9:25 to go in the opening period. 7-3, Phoebus out in front. Boyd hands the ball off to the deep back. He's going to get about 4 yards maybe out to the 39-yard line.
That looked like number 25, Kevin Carter, who is their leading rusher, Mike. He's got 902 yards on this season on 147 attempts, 11 touchdowns. Carter is their go-to man, but he runs into several Phantoms, including number 11, Darius McMillan, who's one of the keys on the Phoebus defense. That young man is in there. He does a lot of blitzing. He'll follow the lead runner no matter where he goes.
So 2nd down to 6 after a gain of 4. 3 wide outs, 1 to the far side. They're in the straight line up in the backfield. It's a sweep to Carter again as he's hit and hit hard after a gain of about 3 to the 41-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd and long now for the Phantoms.
That was actually Akeem Perry, number 33 on that one, Mike. He's their second rusher.
Okay, sorry.
That's okay. There's the pitch.
Exactly who it was. Thank you very much.
Nice wrap up there. Who was that, number 12? Or 32, Brown, that made the tackle.
So now in the shotgun is Lloyd. 2 wide outs to the near side, 1 to the far, split in the backfield. Taking his time, as obviously when they do run this type of offense, Out in motion now is Ben Barber. And I believe the back moved early and got away with it.
Right
It's intercepted.
to the wrong man.
To the right straight to that. And that absolutely great play by Reed Evans playing his position. He was standing right there waiting for the ball as the wide receiver cut across the middle of the field. And the pass was well behind him.
Mike, I think the receiver ran the wrong pattern. Sean Lloyd has been throwing timing passes all day long here as we start the game, and that was a timing play, and the receiver came in and across the field rather than turning out, and that ball went right in the arms of Reed Evans.
Yeah, it was. Reed never even moved. I mean, he was standing right there waiting for the ball to come to him.
Well, part of that was I was watching Reed. He was looking at the quarterback. He was following him, and I'm sure he saw the eyes of the quarterback, and they probably just got as big as saucers when he saw him coming to him.
So here goes the offense for their first attempt on the field. Taj Boyd, the quarterback, hands the ball to the up back, and that is Haroon Brown, who breaks free in the backfield all the way down to the 15-yard line, a gain of almost 20 on the play.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Phoebus' offense. Number 10, the quarterback, Taj Boyd. Number 12, the split end, Donald Dixon. Number 27, the back, Dennis Mathis. Number 32, Haroon Brown, the other back. Number 51, left tackle, Charlie Jones. Number 55, center, Robbie Davis. Number 62, Dominique Davenport, guard. Number 64, Andre Purnell, right tackle. Number 75, Maurice Hampton, right guard. Number 80, William Wheeler, tight end. And 84, Reed Evans, the flanker. And while we're doing that, the play was going on.
That's right. That was Brown again up the middle. Here's a replay of it so that you guys can keep up with what's going on there. And he gets the ball all the way down inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line. A gain of 6 on the play. Second down and 4 for the Phantoms. There goes Brown again up the middle for a short gain, maybe of a yard at most, and that's it. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 3.
All right, here's Edison's defense. Number 1, Drew Baldwin at safety. Number 3, Chuck Jackson at cornerback. Number 7, Miko Masick at safety. Number 10, Stephen Robinson at linebacker. Number 14, Dede Tickham at cornerback. Number 21, Darian Lewis at linebacker. Number 32, Harrison Weinholt at end. Number 34, Wesley Doles at linebacker. Number 62, Robbie Lee at tackle. Number 75, James Pratt at tackle. And number 80, Jameel Robinson at end.
Whew, had to get that out in a hurry. Here we go.
Those
3rd down and about 4.
Moving too fast for me.
As it looks like there is going to be a flag thrown, and there is, as we have a stop. Not sure who that's going to be on. It might be movement on Phoebus. It was.
Start against Phoebus.
But that'll be a 5-yarder. That'll push him back to about the 14-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you've been watching us all year long, you know the Phoebus offense basically revolves around Dennis Mathis, Mike, along with Haroon Brown. We call them
Thunder and Lightning.
Thunder and Lightning. And, of course, Lightning is Mathis and Thunder is Haroon Brown.
So far, Mathis hasn't touched the ball. There's Mathis on a play off the left side, inside the 5, down to the 4. He's close to a first down. And if he's inside the 5, folks, he's going to have a first down. It is 1st and goal for the Phantoms.
Drew Baldwin, number 1, finally able to make the stop on that one, Mike. And Mathis showing off that speed on the left-hand side, gets the good blocks, and he almost went in.
So they're down to inside the 4-yard line. 1st and goal for the Phantoms as they are driving on their first opportunity on offense.
Here's the replay. You see Mathis. This is a typical play.
What a hole.
Right off the left-hand side. And, folks, in a little while I'm going to tell you about how they get those holes to run through.
There is Brown up the middle.
Boom.
He's close to the goal line. Touchdown. Haroon Brown on the 4-yard run for the score, and that will extend the Phoebus Phantom lead to 13-3 early in the first quarter. Bang, bang.
Boom, boom.
Yes, sir.
Bang, bang, boom, boom. Haroon Brown takes it off the right-hand side. He follows Andre Purnell and Maurice Hampton right into the end zone.
And this has got the crowd underneath of us here as Edison is the home team. They were really pumped up big time. Here's Cole for the extra point. Looks good from here. And it is. So the Phoebus Phantoms extend their lead early in the first quarter to a 14-3 advantage over the Eagles.
Woo, you're watching WHCS Channel 46 as we bring you Peninsula District High School football. This is the state championships, Division 5. We're at Todd Stadium tonight, Mike, or today.
This is becoming a habit of attending state title games, you know. Last year was the Crabbers. This year was Phoebus. Here's the replay of the last score by Brown as he takes the ball and just
look at him.
Bulls his way in there. And the right side of the line, we talked a lot
Mr.
last
Hampton
week about that.
And Mr. Purnell. I tell you, follow these all year long. And I know I was talking to Scotty before the game. I just love the Phoebus line. You've got Purnell and Hampton on the right side. You've got Jones along with Davenport on the left side. Jones and Davenport open it up for Mathis. Hampton and Purnell open it up for Brown.
Yes, the Phantoms have 5 offensive plays and they lead 14-3. Cole now getting set to kick off for the Phantoms.
Well, it's just a testament to 2 things, a good offense and a strong defense.
Back deep is number 1, Drew Baldwin, and number 33, Akeem Perry. This is Baldwin on his side. It goes out of bounds, so they're going to get good field position again. They'll start at their own 35.
Well, that's about where they started last time.
The last 2 times they've had the ball, they've started all the way out there.
Hasn't helped them yet, but we'll see what happens
that first
here.
drive, they took the ball all the way down inside the 20 before and they had to kick a field goal, but the last drive obviously didn't work out for him after a interception.
That ball went to the wrong person.
Well, that's what we want to see. I mean, that's why we're here. We're here to see Phoebus win this game because we are with the city of Hampton.
We are WHCS Channel 46, Peninsula District Sports, where we usually bring you Friday night football, but the last 2 weekends we brought you Saturday afternoon football.
First and 10 Eagles from their own 35-yard line. Lloyd behind center this time, 2 backs. And that one is not going anywhere as he's lucky to even get back to the line of scrimmage as that ball was handed off to number 33, and that is, where is his name? There it is, Akeem Perry. I'll find it.
Yep. Now watch.
Here's a replay.
Haroon Brown blitzed off the left side there, forcing the runner to the inside where Dominique Davenport, number 62, was able to wrap him up, and they're not going to get much yardage doing that all day long.
5:20 to go here in the opening period. 14-3 Phantoms out in front. 3 wide outs. There goes Baldwin in motion for the Eagles. Back to pass is Lloyd. Being flushed out over the middle. Oh, and he caught the ball.
Nice catch, and we're going to have a flag. It looked like interference.
That might be. That flag's probably going to be on Reed Evans for going over his back, but he caught the ball. And I believe the young man that caught the ball was Michael Rode at number 88.
That's correct. It was. Here's the replay on that. A nice pass. Went right in there. You can see the coverage, and it looks like Reed.
Let's see what the call is. It's got to be against the Phantoms. And he's talking to the other team, so they'll decline.
Defensive pass interference against Phoebus. That's declined. The result of the play is a first down.
Well, you know, the fact that he caught the ball is okay. The penalty is that's two times now we've had interference calls. And plus, we had one that was called a hold on the other side that we never saw. But that definitely was
that was definitely interference.
That was definitely interference. 1st and 10 as the ball sits at the Phantoms' 48-yard line.
Whoa. Well,
and a couple of the
that was interesting. Quarterback stood up, kind of started rolling his hands, and all of a sudden,
this was going to go against the Eagles.
Dead ball foul. False start against Edison.
What happened was, I believe the center actually went to snap the ball, and there was nobody there. So the Phantoms player jumped.
Watch the quarterback. He's talking to somebody on the side.
He got to it. The center actually went to center, and when it went to put the ball back down on the ground, hey, Bub, once you did that, it's done.
Well, that's one of the problems you face when you go from a no huddle.
Oh,
you got the end there.
So 4 wide outs. Single setback. Lloyd back to pass. Looking for the open receiver. There it is right there. That's number 5 for the Eagles. That's Barber as he gets the ball to the Phantoms' 44-yard line where he's flattened.
By number 11, Darius McMillan, Mike, he put the hit on him.
Yeah, he had a lot of time
he did.
to get rid of this ball, and he was standing there waiting for his receiver to come open. 2nd down and about 6 on the play now as the ball sits at the Phantom 44-yard line. The Phantoms front line is going to have to get some pressure on Lloyd.
They are, but they're playing a little bit softer defense. You notice their linebackers have a tendency to drop back here at the beginning of the game in order to stop that passing. Comes a blitz.
Off to number 33 right up the middle. Perry on the carry. out to about the 41-yard line.
Stopped there by number 11, Darius McMillan, along with number 7, Landon Givers. And once again, here you can see the inside backers.
Gain of 3 on the play. 3rd down and 3 now with the ball sitting at the 41-yard line.
Phoebus, you're right, Mike. Phoebus is going to have to put that kind of pressure on the quarterback the entire time and just hope that their secondary can cover the receivers instead of sitting back. Because if they do, this young man's going to make some connections. Prior to the game, they mentioned they made 2,500 yards.
Ooh, that I believe that was it 25? No, it is 33 against Perry. He was met in the backfield and was absolutely stopped right there.
Number 7, Landon Givers, the defensive end. Watch him come in and make this hit. He just slides by his block and gets right to the runner in the backfield and nails him.
He nailed him at the same time he was getting ready to hand the ball off. 4th down and about 4 from the 42, a loss of a yard on the play. And looks like this is Lloyd setting up the punt, and he does punt. Nice spiral. It's going to be a short punt. It drops at about the 21. There's a flag and a player from Edison having a hard time getting up. He gets up. He must have got flattened.
Yeah, he's not happy.
But there is a flag at that spot, too.
They have some sort of an illegal block here, Mike. We'll see what they call.
Well, that was a post-kick penalty, too.
Personal foul, blocking below the waist. Phoebus. That'll be a post-scrimmage kick enforcement. Will be enforced from the end of the kick.
Well, we got that one right on both counts, didn't we?
That happened after the ball was definitely punted. And then, as a matter of fact, it happened just prior to the ball hitting the ground. The replay will probably actually see it. But either way, it's a half a distance to the goal as the Phantoms offense now will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 10-yard line as the Phantoms are backed up deep here. Well, here, I'll come this way a little bit, Paul. Come on over. Come on. Up here in this press box, we got poles that block view. So,
yeah. And right now, folks, I'm sorry, but my view is completely obstructed, so I'm going to have to lean around here. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Boyd behind center. The little screen pass out here to Evans to the 10-15. Great block. Nice block on the play by Donnell Dixon. Opens that up, and he ends up with a 12-yard gain to the 22.
Nice little quick pass here by the sophomore quarterback, Taj Boyd. Just a simple pass play. Put it in the hands of someone who can run with it, and Phoebus will get you some yardage.
Nice little quick play there on 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. They expected to see Phoebus run on that one.
Yeah.
Well, that's all they've done so far in the one time that they've had the ball. So that's their first pass attempt of the game.
You go with what got you here, and Brown and Mathis got him here.
Here we go. 2 wideouts to the far side. Hand off to Mathis up the middle. Big hole. Big hole. Nice little tackle there, but he gets all the way to the 36-yard line. A gain of about 14 on the play. 1st and 10 from the 36.
And ladies and gentlemen, this may get redundant, but you're going to hear it. Mathis to the left, Brown to the right. Mathis to the left, Brown to the right. And that line is going to open up holes like this all day long. They're going to score.
14-yard gain on the play. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. So two plays in a row now gaining, got him a 1st down. Nice little hole there. That's one of the things that the Phantoms have an advantage over here is they are bigger up front than Edison is, as a little spins out to the outside, maybe pick up a yard, maybe 2 at the most is Mathis, and probably give him a yard on the play.
Wesley Doles, number 34, the linebacker for Edison, just rolled along with that play. You see number 34 there. He just kind of goes to his left, rolls with the blocks, gets off of it, and is able to wrap up the runner.
Give him 2 yards on the play. 2nd down and 8 with the ball sitting just shy of the Phantoms' 38-yard line. 1:32 on a running clock here in the 1st quarter. Phantoms out in front 14-3. 2nd down here. Taj Boyd, 2 wideouts to the far side. Here's a handoff to Mathis again. Coming to the near side, tries to get around one block and is lucky to get to the 40-yard line. He'll pick up about 2, and that's it.
Mike, number 32, Harrison Weinhold, the defensive end for Edison, did a great job of fighting off the block of Haroon Brown to make that tackle. If he could have got him down, he might have picked up some more yardage. You can see it right here on the
needed one more
part
block
of the screen.
on that play.
He just He peels off of Brown and is able to make that stop.
So it'll be third down and 6 now for the Phantoms.
Good job by the Edison defense on that play.
Phantoms have in store for him to send 2 wideouts to the far side. Brown and Mathis in the backfield. Back to pass is Brown. Sets up, throws the ball over the middle. He was absolutely wide open. Was that McMillan?
That looked like McMillan, but it might have been Dixon. We'll see. You can't quite see whether it's number 12. It's going to be Donnell Dixon. Number 12.
Okay, it was 12. It was Dixon. I couldn't tell if it was Dixon or McMillan.
But Mike
11 and 12.
yeah, well, they're both the same almost. But it looked like he just did a little curl pattern right there. Where you were right, Mike. He was. I don't think there's anybody within 4 or 5 yards of him.
A perfect pass. So
Right
Todd Boyd is 2 for 2 throwing the ball so far here in the first half. First and 10 from the 40-yard line, and that is Mathis that gets down to about the 36, maybe the 37, as the Eagles defense comes up big that time.
They stacked that side, Mike. I think they were expecting Brown to come that way, and it was Mathis instead. And those corners and backers just closed that gap quickly that time.
Gain of about 3 on the play. It's going to bring up a second down and a long 6. And we're at the end of the first quarter play here at Todd Stadium. The Division V state championship between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Thomas Edison Eagles. The Phantoms out in front at the end of one, 14-3.
You're watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports as we bring you the state championships of the Division V football season. And Mike, it's an interesting first quarter here as Phoebus jumps out to a great lead here, 14-3.
And like Scotty says, if you're watching this game right now on a Saturday night,
it happened today.
It happened about 5 hours before.
That's right. Kind of a delayed broadcast.
Look at the sky. Isn't that amazing looking sky?
My goodness, Mike, not just the sky. I just noticed this. We've been sitting up here in this thing. Look at the stands over there.
They're full. Almost. They're about as full as you could get.
Wow, gracious.
Great crowd here for the Phoebus Phantoms and the Hampton contingent here. Here's some stats early here in the first quarter. Edison, 7 yards rushing on 7 attempts, 3 completions.
47 yards.
47 yards. I don't know how many passes. How many total passes does he have? 8. He's 4. 3 of 8 for 47 yards. Here is the Phantoms again. Second down and long. Hands the ball off to Boyd. Hands it off to Brown up the middle. Gets to about the 34. He's going to gain about 3 on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 4 for the Phantoms. There's Brown.
That's just a quick little off-tackle play there. Mike has an interesting statistic on the quarterback for the Edison Eagles. 3 of 8, you said, for 47 yards. This young man is 2nd in the state in rating. He's got a 290.09 rating. He's completed 161 of 316 attempts for 2,500 yards. So he's a little off here today so far.
Here we go. This is Mathis off the right side. He's stopped for no gain. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. That will bring up a 4th down and about 4 for the Phantoms. So Coach Bill D here early in the second quarter will have a decision to make here.
Stephon Robertson, Chuck Jackson, and Harrison Weinholt just came storming. Look at him. 1, 2, 3, boom. Just came in and stuffed that play.
Looks like the Phantoms are going to call timeout here, and they do. So that's their first timeout of the half. So we at the 10:55 mark of the second quarter. Phantoms still out in front, 14-3. Great day there. I mean, it's absolutely perfect day for football.
Oh, it is. And while we've got a chance here, Mike, again, this is WHCS Channel 46 Sports. We are the Hampton School Channel, and we've got a great production crew, as always, with us, Mike.
Let us know who they are.
Well, on the cameras, we've got Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers, Ron Bateman, and Steve Fryer. On the graphics and animation, our good old buddy, Andy Foley. Slow motion instant replay. All the instant replays you're seeing here from Mike Nowinski. The camera control operator is Sarah Myers. Our production assistant, Miss Renee Camden. The audio and chief engineer who keeps us going, Don Schraus. The director, the producer, the man that tells us what to do while we're here and gives us all this great information.
That's the big
Scotty
guy.
Bowers.
There's Susan up there.
Susan. She is cold out there, I know.
Air camera with Susan is outside, and old Braxton's sitting in here in the warm air of the press box.
And Braxton's got a coat on. And ladies and gentlemen, up here in the booth, I'm Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser and Brent Musgrove and Bob Killen.
No, but he's got about 4 shirts on.
Scotty wanted to know about my
and
coat
it's
on.
warm up here. Here we go. 4th down and about 4 for the Phantoms at their own 34-yard line.
That's cool.
Back to pass. That's that little slingshot out there to the outside. Great defense as the Eagles, looks like is it number 14?
14, read perfectly by number 14 of the Eagles, and that is, I'm going to have to find out here off my other sheet. That's number 14.
That's Dada.
DD or Dada Titcomb. It's D-A-D-A on one sheet and D-E-D on another. Dada Titcomb read that play, fought off the block, and was able to get Donnell Dixon.
He was 1 block away from going in for a score, too. So the Phantoms will stop, loss of a yard. The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. 10:49 to go here in the second period. Trailing the Phantoms 14-3. Lloyd is in the shotgun. 2 wideouts to the near side. They're in a split in the back. 1 wide out to the far side. Back to pass is Lloyd. Deep to the corner over here. Well defended. It was intended for the Eagles' number 5, Ben Barber. Incomplete. A little overthrown. And that, I think you can contribute that incompletion to the fact the receiver stopped.
Yes, he did.
The ball was overthrown. Watch the receiver
right
kind of stop. If he had kept on running, if he had kept on running, he may have had a chance of catching that one on the run. Second 10 now. Ball still sits at the 35.
I didn't quite understand that, Mike. He should have kept on going there.
There's a little short pass out to the right flat.
They're going to call him down.
And again, I believe that is number 5, Ben Barber, as his knee hit the ground after a gain of about 8 yards on the play to the 42-yard line of the Eagles.
And that's Reed Evans on the defense. Here you can see that play. It's just a quick little turn pattern. And Reed
looking
makes
to see
the
if
stop.
his knee goes down, and it absolutely did.
Yep, sure did.
And he was complaining that his knee didn't go down, but yes, sir, it did. Here we go, 3rd down and 2. This is a big play. That was a pass that was intended for number 88.
Mike Roden. And Mike, if he'd have caught that, he'd have had open ground in front of him for the next 54 yards.
4th down and 2 now. Watch this replay.
He gets the inside position on him, and if he'd have caught it, if he could have broken that tackle, he'd have been gone.
Defensively was Davenport for the Phantoms. And Lloyd now steps back to punt the ball. That is Evans back for the Phantoms, back inside his own 30-yard line. Let's see what kind of foot Lloyd has. It kicks the ball and pretty much straight up. Call a fair catch at his own 36, 37-yard line. So short punt on the play, and the Phantoms will take over 1st and 10 at their own 37.
So the Phoebus defense once again playing real well, stopping the Edison offense, getting the ball back for their offense so that they can come back down the field again. Mike, the Phoebus team playing a whale of a game here today, defensively and offensively. They're facing an offense that Sean Lloyd is just a catalyst for this offense, folks. He's one of the second-ranked, as I said earlier, quarterback in the state. He is an offensive weapon by himself, 2,500 yards through the air, 287 yards rushing.
25 yards on the punt for Lloyd. Here comes the Phantoms, 1st and 10 from their own 37-yard line. Boyd behind center. That was Evans in motion. That is Mathis on the carry up the middle for about 5 to about the 42. He's going to get about 5 yards on the play. He's going to bring up a 2nd down now and 5 for the Phantoms.
He stopped on the play by Edison's number, looks like number 10. I think that was Stephon Robinson, the linebacker, that got him there.
Picks up just over 5 yards on the play. We'll give him 5 on the play.
Mike, the Phoebus running backs are doing what they've done all season long. They're picking up yardage every time they get the ball.
5 yards here, and
occasionally
break open a big one, and that's called ball control. It keeps the other offense off the field. There's Mathis off the left side, nowhere there, as he is actually brought. Well, he did pick up about 2. He's near the 30 or the 44-yard line.
See where they stop that forward motion there he is. And this is usually the opposite of what. No, I'm sorry, we're on the other side there. There's a fan.
Short gain that time of maybe a yard or two. Third down and 3 now for the Phantoms at the 44-yard line.
Going to reorient myself here. I was used to Phoebus going the other way with Mathis going on the left side far. This near side here. Yeah, I can't. Stuffed up.
Well, that's going to add 5 yards to him because half of the Phantoms team decided to move a bit early on that one.
Couldn't understand. It looked like the backfield was moving there. And then the line started moving.
The right guard actually was getting ready to pull. And
5 yards. Repeat third down.
It's going to cost them 5 yards. So that's 5 big yards on a third down play, I'm telling you. Yeah. Watch the right guard move.
Boom.
Let's see. Was I supposed to leave then? Maybe just a little bit early.
You also had the tight end on the other side moving with that one as well.
The third down and 8 now as the ball sits just inside of the Phantoms' 40-yard line. 8:15 on the running clock here in the second period of play. Phantoms out in front 14-3. I tell you that they scored fast, but so far everything's kind of bogging down on both sides. Back to pass is Boyd being flushed out of the pocket. They had him back there, and he got away. Nice block. There is a flag down at the line of scrimmage, but he should have got rid of the ball, and he didn't.
Yes, well, I tell you what, it looked like number 8 or number 9 of Edison's defense. I can't tell which.
Holding on Phoebus. That's declined. First down, Edison.
Not first down, Edison. Fourth down.
Here's the replay on that. You can see it. There is number 8.
Come here. Tell the coach you made a mistake. Brings up fourth down. Okay, fourth down.
Turn the mic off.
You want the penalty? Hold on. You want the penalty? Decline. Okay. Yeah.
Well, they had it on when they needed it off, and they had it off when they needed it on.
All right, here we go. Fourth down and about 12 after he loses about 2 on the play. So Matt Cole in now to kick for the Phantoms. Back deep for Edison is Baldwin and Barber.
Those are their 2 main guns.
Baldwin to the far side over there. And here's Cole's kick. It's going to the far side towards the Phoebus sideline. Goes out of bounds near the 40-yard line. And it should be right at 41. The 40. And I tell you what, I'm looking at this. Do you see what I see? You had the line judge over there with his arm up trying to spot the play that went out of bounds, and the referee is running down the field. He wasn't even spotting him for him. So they actually lose a yard, I think, on that play.
It actually looked like it went out on the 41 to me, but doesn't matter.
Edison takes over, 1st and 10 at the 34-yard. That was kind of funny, though. The side referee had his hand up trying to spot the ball where it went out of bounds, and the referee was running. Here's a pass deep. It's complete, and he had the defense turned around the other way. Didn't even see the ball.
Man, that was looked like number 9 back there.
Pass was completed to number 25, Kevin Carter. He's a running back.
Derek Davenport, number 9, was on coverage there. And that was a nice catch. He just turned right around. And I don't think
at about the 27-yard line. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 26. A big play there for Edison as they have a 1st and 10 now at the Phantoms' 26-yard line. Defense kind of lost where the ball was on that particular play.
Sure did. Look for something to the outside here.
We got somebody
Here's a handoff up the middle. And I believe that is number 33 again. That's
number 25.
It was
Kevin Carter.
handed off to 25, Carter. Gain of about 4 on the play.
Kevin Carter gets the ball here. You can watch in the replay. Carter with 147 attempts, 902 yards. He is their go-to guy when they go to the running game.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6 now. Pass was thrown short underneath. He's going to be short of the first down, but it's completed for a gain of about 5. He's going to be short by about 2 yards of getting the first down. It's Going to bring up a 3rd and short now for the Phantoms.
Like Desmond Barnes on the defense here, on the coverage. He's getting too much time back there, Mike. Look at this. Phoebus is not getting the pressure on that they did in previous games.
Play was actually caught by number 5, Barber. Timeout is being called by Edison here. 3rd down and about 1. And we are at 6:28 to go here before half. Phoebus 14 and Edison 3.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports as we bring you the state championships of the Division 5 level. And we're here at Todd Stadium. It is Saturday afternoon, and as we said earlier, if you're watching this game Saturday night, you've missed it by a couple of hours live if you had been at the stadium.
And there's a great crowd here as the City of Hampton and the Phoebus Phantoms supporters are out in force, and
they've packed it.
They've packed their side of the field. We really can't see what we look like on this side, but from what I could tell, there's a pretty good crowd on this side too.
Excellent crowd over there. You even have some over behind the fence over to the left. And look at the line at the concession stand, Mike. That thing comes out almost to the field. Gracious. Here we're going to get to see the Edison side. There's a few empty seats up there, but
they've got a pretty good crowd as it pans out away. You'll notice that all of them are sitting in the sun.
Oh, yes. Well, that's a smart thing to do.
It's quite chilly out there here on a December afternoon.
Edison out of Thomas A. Edison High School out of Alexandria, Virginia, making the early morning trip down here to Newport News.
3rd down and 1. Key play for the Phantoms defense right here.
Need to blitz from their inside backers, Brown and McMillan.
Back to throw, a little flare pass outside.
He's got it.
And number 88 was just standing there waiting for the ball to come to him, and that's Michael Roden as the Phantoms defense, the same one. He's not seeing the ball coming.
This was a great pattern and great vision by the receiver.
Derek Davenport,
watch this.
Did not even know the pass was coming.
He just turns and comes in, and in fact, the Phoebus player got his hands in there and might have been called for interference. But
the Edison Eagles have scored a touchdown here to draw back into this game. The extra point is up, and it's good. So the score now is Phoebus 14 and Edison 10 as the Eagles drove right down the field and scored to close the gap.
And they moved the ball on the arm of Sean Lloyd and their receivers, Baldwin and Roden. Here's the pass once again. You see, he makes a great play, makes a wonderful catch.
Well, Davenport's going to have to see the ball coming a little sooner than he is.
Davenport's going to have to start playing the receiver and watching what's going on.
2 deep passes to the near side of the field here that it didn't seem as though he knew the ball was coming.
Well, Mike, if I'm Sean Lloyd and I'm Mike Roden, those two guys need to get together and say, look, we can beat this guy all day long.
Right.
Until he changes, we need to pressure.
In that particular set of downs, they did.
Yep. And Phoebus needs to pressure the quarterback, too. They're not getting in. I'm used to seeing McMillan or Brown coming off the inside there with a little bit of a blitz and putting some pressure on, along with Givers and some others. I haven't seen that yet. We saw it at the beginning of the game, but it's kind of slacked off a little bit here. But it's still early, folks.
Bergstrom now sets up the kick for the Phantoms. Deep is Mathis, standing at his own 5-yard line. Evans to the near side, outside the 10. And it's a little squib pass. So they're not going to give him a chance to get that at all. It's picked up at the 29-yard line by the Phantoms, number 7, Landon Givers, and he gets the ball all the way out to the 42-yard line. Nice little return as the Phantoms set themselves up with pretty good field position here on this drive.
Every time they've gotten the ball, Mike, they've gotten good position. And
well, this is a young man that can kick the ball to the end zone.
We saw him do it, and I tell you what, both times he's kicked off like this, the Phantoms have gotten good return and excellent field position. I think I'd pound it down there and see what I can do.
The Phantoms take over, 1st and 10.
And you couldn't be any worse. If you get the ball down the 10-yard line, the runner's going to have to come back 30 yards to get to where they are now.
Right. 1st and 10 from their own 42. There's a handoff to Brown up the middle for about 4 to outside the 45 to near the 46. Gain of about 4 for Brown. Second down to 6. 6:05 to go here in the second period of play. Phantoms out in front, 14-10.
As we bring you the replay on WHCS Channel 46, Thunder gets the ball, comes off the right-hand side. I just love to coach this team for one day.
Mike Nowinski does a heck of a job on those replays, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Who is Mike Nowinski again? Who's our replay?
Replay. Slow-mo.
Man.
Boyd under center, 2 wide outs to the far side. Here is a handoff to Mathis off the left side. Picks up good yardage down to the Edison 45-yard line. A gain of about 9 on the play. That's good enough for a first down for the Phantoms. A little slow, Mike. Slow it down, Mike.
Wesley Doles.
There it is. Look at him stretch his way out to that 45-yard line.
Wesley Doles, number
Phantoms.
34 of Edison, got his hands in there and got him around the ankles and legs of the runner. Mathis slowed him down.
There's that run off to the left side that Mathis is famous for doing. There's Brown with a handoff up the middle for maybe 2 at the most to the 43-yard line. As the stands underneath of us, the Edison crowd roars with approval,
excited.
Only allowing them a couple of yards there.
Brown hit the center of the line, couldn't find anything there, kind of bounced to the left-hand side, still able to pick up a couple of yards.
Just under 5 minutes here in the second period.
2 yards here, 3 yards here, 5 yards here, left, right, left, right. Thunder, lightning, thunder.
All right.
God, I love it. I love it.
2 wide outs. That's Evans to the near side. And I believe that's McMillan to the far side. Here's a Boyd on a pitch out to. Oh, that was a great defensive play as Mathis got pulled down after a gain of about 3 at the 40-yard line.
And that looked like number 3, Chuck Jackson for Edison. It made a marvelous play on defense. If he hadn't,
he would have had a first down if it wasn't for this play.
Watch him
He
grab
stuck
him.
his hand out there and got his foot and actually made him lose his balance there. It's 3rd down and 5. They got to get to the Edison 35-yard line, and the Phoebus Phantoms have called their second time out here with 4:06 to go here in the first half. Phantoms out in front, 14-10.
We're watching WHCS Channel 46. And again, if you're watching this tonight, the game was earlier today, started at 12:30. Mike, we've been out here since about 10 o'clock, 10:15.
And it was cold.
It was
this
cold.
morning.
It was very cold. It's nice up here in the booth, though.
Went outside. I went out early this morning. I'm talking 8 o'clock, and took my son to his flag football game. And they played at 8 o'clock this morning.
That's why young kids do that.
And I sat in the car.
And Mike, we talked earlier about the number of people in the stands on both sides. If you could see
Big
up here
crowd.
in the booth, you could tell this is a state championship game. We're on one end of the booth, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people to our right. There's not much room, but all the way to the left, as far as you can go, you've got reporters, you've got scouts, you've got coaches, you've got.
Press box is full tonight,
It
folks.
is full of everybody.
4:06 to go here. 3rd and 5 for the Phantoms at their Edison 40-yard line.
Nice young man to my right from the Daily Press doing a little article on the Phoebus Phantoms.
Dodge Boyd is under center, drops back, pitches the ball.
Whoa!
Going to throw the ball to a wide-open receiver. A little flea flicker, and he goes in for the score. Oh, he's going to call him out of bounds at the 3.
What a fantastic play, Mike. We have not seen that all year long.
Mathis to Evans, wide open down the left sideline.
Bill D pulling one out here of his hat.
Let's see
Look
if
at
Evans
this.
goes out of bounds.
If he did, I didn't see it. You didn't see it.
There ain't no way. He's not where he marked it at anyhow.
Well, folks,
First of all, his foot did go out there, and he stretched the ball over the
he did.
cone.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, please remember we're up in the box at the 45-yard line, way up here. The referees are down on the field.
First
and I
and
know
goal.
This end, it looked good.
There's a handoff to Brown
Guess who?
off the right side. He
Push.
rolls his way. Boils his way. Whatever you want to call it, he's short by a yard. So second goal from the 1.
Mike, there were 7 tacklers in that pile for Edison that time. I counted the players that weren't in the pile because that was a lot quicker to do. And there were only 4.
Wasn't that a great play before that?
Oh, man. Good gracious. Leave it up to Phoebus to lull you into the left, right, and then all of a sudden pull something out of your pocket like that.
That was a 37-yard strike from Mathis to Evans.
That was great.
Second goal from the 1. Boyd hands the ball off to Brown. He puts his head down and just rolls over the end zone. Touchdown, Phantoms.
You know, I'm going to say it. I've wanted to say it all year long. Do you know who Brown reminds me of?
Don Riggins.
The bus.
Okay, that's the same thing.
The bus. Old Mr. Bettis, who retired from the Pittsburgh Steelers last year, you get down within the red zone, you give him the ball and say, put it in,
Let him put his head down and let him go.
And he does it. 245 pounds, 6 foot, 6'1", fullback, just all year long. God, we love it. But more importantly, Mike, he's not going to get in there unless he has a line in front of him.
Right, they do a great job. Here we go. Extra point out of the hands of Boyd by Cole. The kick is up, it's low, and it's straight and good. So the Phantoms extend their lead now to 21-10 with 3:16 to go here before halftime over the Edison Eagles.
WHCS Channel 46 bringing you this state championship game from Todd Stadium in Newport News. And Mike, if things go the way they're going now, the 21-10 lead, the way this Phantom offense is having its way, if the defense can continue to play, I think we're looking at a state championship.
Here's a replay of that 37-yard pass all the way down to the 3-yard line.
That was a good pass by Mathis.
Absolutely. Put it right smack in the hands.
Now watch. I don't see anything going out of bounds there.
The worst case scenario is the ball should have been on the
out
1.
of bounds at the 1 somewhere. But doesn't really matter. You give it to Haroon Brown and say,
Two
take
plays
it in, buddy.
later. If Brown can't get you 3 yards in a couple of plays, then especially with the offensive line that the Phantoms have.
Yeah,
so here we go as Cole gets ready to tee it up and kick off to the Eagles.
Eagles down by 11 points.
And that is Baldwin that is deep, and it's going to his side. He picks the ball up at the 12, and he is brought down hard at the 22, maybe the 23, a gain of about 11 on the carry.
Looked like number 15 for the Phantoms making the tackle. I believe that is Charlie Smith.
That was a kick that if it had any more impetus on the way it was going, it was on its way out of bounds.
Good word you used there, impetus.
It was a pretty good play by Baldwin not to let it go because he wasn't sure if it was going to go that far. So he went ahead and picked it up, gained 11 yards on a return. So the Edison Eagles have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line. 3:11 to go here before halftime. Back to pass is completed over the middle. And that completion is to Barber, number 5, as he's brought down at about the 31-yard line. He's going to gain about 8 on the play.
It's a nice pass. It looked like the Phantoms got fooled there. Darius Swift, number 82, on the coverage when the receivers crossed. He peeled and went the opposite direction.
There was 3 defenders around him, and when he peeled to the inside, the defenders were
Did
left
not
there.
Go. They stayed with the outside receiver.
2nd down at 2. Back to pass is Lloyd again. Being flushed out of the pocket, he got away, and that's what's going to have it for him. And there's a pass that is completed again to the same player, number 5. That's Barber, all the way down to the 47-yard line, and that was a great play by Lloyd.
He had plenty of time back there.
Watch him avoid the defensive tackles coming in. He gets away from that, cuts back inside, and it gives him enough time to find that open receiver.
That's why he's the 2nd-rated quarterback in the state, Mike. He's also a tall young man.
1st and 10 from the Phantoms' 47-yard line.
A good view of the field.
Back to pass again is Lloyd. Rolls to his right. There he passes over the middle to Barber, who gets flattened by Motley. Nathaniel Motley, when he hit him, Barber felt this.
Yes, he did. Barber's
As
a
a
little
matter
slow
of fact,
getting up on
Barber's
this.
not getting up right yet.
Man, he took the hit on that. If we've got her, they're going out there to take a look at him.
He had to take his helmet off.
Oh, my Lord. Watch this.
Watch the hit that Motley gets on his head right as the ball's being caught.
Quick, hard pass. Oh,
boom.
Man.
And drove that shoulder pad right into his side.
Motley got him square right there and brought him right to the ground. They're going to have to take him out and let him get his bearings here real quickly.
That pass was good for a 1st down as they now have the ball 1st and 10 from the Phantoms' 35-yard line with 2:07 to go as they methodically use up the clock here to keep Phoebus' offense off
the field, and they're doing it with Lloyd's arm. They are a passing team, Mike. They're a big passing team. Barber, who just got knocked out there, 896 yards on the year. Roden, who made a couple of great catches, number 88, has 585 catches on the year. And
I'll tell you what, the Edison Eagles have their offense really spread out now. It's 4 wideouts. They're spread out all over the field, and down he goes.
And we've got a flag out there, too.
And that is Haroon Brown. Haroon Brown on the sack back to the 39-yard line, and I believe there's going to be a holding call against the Eagles here as the defense really came up big on that play.
That's what we normally expect from the Phoebus defense. Haroon Brown, number 32, gets in there along with number 7, Landon Givers, with some pressure. Look at that, right on Brown. He just wraps the quarterback
waiting
up.
for the referees to tell us what the flag is.
We got a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against Edison. 67.
Oh.
Ooh, that's going to go
15,
in.
it'll be second down, right? First, it's dead ball, it'll be second down. Whoa. Yeah.
Okay, turn it off. Thank you. Personal foul. It's going to move that ball
And they're
back.
saying that the flag took place after the play. Unsportsmanlike penalty was called against Edison. That's 15 yards on top of the loss.
That ends up being a big play for the Phoebus Phantoms as it puts Edison back in their own end of the zone.
It should be second down according to the referee, and he's telling them it's second. Second and 28 with the ball sitting at the Edison 46-yard line. That was a big penalty right there, guys.
Yes, it was. I hope Phoebus realizes they need to put more pressure on. They need to send. There comes another backer.
And he scoots through the middle,
pressure.
And he's almost beyond the line of scrimmage. Let's see if they're going to call that complete or incomplete.
Oh, they can't call that a completion.
Incomplete pass is the call. Third down at 28. I thought he was beyond the line. The line's the 46.
Watch this. Haroon
He
Brown
was past the 46 when he threw it.
I couldn't see that.
See if we can show that one more time real quick.
32, Haroon Brown came in off the left-hand side.
Here we go. Third down
time.
at 28. Trying to show it after a while, but I believe he was past the line of scrimmage. Here we go. Over the middle. Great pass.
Look out.
Look out. This is Barber all the way down to the 10-yard line.
Now, I saw something I didn't understand.
Third down at 28, pass over the middle. Wide open all the way down to the 10, maybe the 11-yard line. First and 10 for Edison.
Phoebus faked the blitz here. Nobody came. Lloyd had plenty of time. A nice catch by Barber. Now, this is what I didn't understand right there. He's got a lead blocker in front of him who just runs up the hole, doesn't touch anybody.
Timeout now is called by Edison with 1:25. They have a first and 10 at the 11. They can get a first down without scoring the touchdown. So Phoebus' defense now is going to have to come up big, and I believe the timeout is called by Phoebus.
That's correct. The timeout is on Phoebus.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to watch this play before. The line of scrimmage was the 46. Where is he at when he throws it? There's the 45.
He is at
There's the 46.
He's the 45.
He's
right
40.
behind it. You can see if you look at this. Don't look over here. Look
I was
at the
looking
inside.
at his feet.
Yeah, that's where I was looking. He was right there. He was all right. He was okay. He was right there there at the 46.
We have conflicting stories. I say he was.
I say
he wasn't.
I say what?
Doesn't matter. It don't matter. First and 10 from the 11 as Edison now has the ball. 1:25 to go. Phantoms out in front, 21-10.
Score here is going to make it 21-17 and make this a close ball game. So don't go away, ladies and gentlemen.
This is starting to be just like last week, wide open.
Ah, young grasshopper, you're so right. Sean Lloyd, the offensive catalyst for Edison, their quarterback. He's coming out on the field. He'll be the last one out there. He's turning this into a showcase for along with his receivers, Barber and Roden.
He's definitely well over the 100-yard mark now already in the first half. I mean, he had 47 yards before the first quarter was over with. Back to pass. Over the middle. It was deflected by Brown. Great job. As Barber was cutting across the middle of the field, and if you look down there, he was the only wideout out there.
Yep. He was going to be under double coverage, and Brown just stayed in his linebacker's position there on the outside.
His big paw up there and got a little piece of it. That was that little slant across the middle again.
And we know what he can do with that big paw. We've seen him haul down some passes right across the middle when he's been on offense.
2nd down and 10 from the 11. Back to passes. Lloyd flushed out. He's hit in the backfield. He's hit again, and down he goes.
Goodness.
Brought down at the 19-yard line. A loss of, make at the 14-yard line.
Dominic Davenport, number 62, was able to grab the quarterback, Sean Lloyd. And Mike,
Also
he had a lot of room to this outside here. I don't understand why he didn't cut outside. Watch him come back here, folks. Now, if he had just kept going to the outside, there's nobody there. But
Timeout is called by Edison. That's their last timeout. Minute and 10 seconds to go. Trailing the Phantoms 21-10. 3rd down and about 13 now with the ball sitting at the 14. They can get a first down if they can get the ball to the 1 or inside.
And you're watching again, as I've told you before, this is WHCS Channel 46. Our production crew on the cameras, Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers, Ron Bateman, Steve Fryer. Graphics and animation, Andy Foley. The slow-mo instant replay young man is Mike Nowinski. Camera control operator, Sarah Myers. Production assistant, Renee Camden. Audio and chief engineer, Don Schraus. Our big director and producers, Scotty Bowers. And up here in the booth, I'm Paul Rowe, along with Mike Hauser, Brent Musgrove, and Bob Killen.
Here we go. Third. It's a big defensive play right here for the Phantoms. 3rd down and about 13 from the 14. 2 wide outs. 1 to the near, 2 to the far side. Back to passes Lloyd.
You got to go to the end zone.
And being flushed out, he's got plenty of time. He lost it up over the defense to Barber. Touchdown in the back of the end zone. What a play that was.
It appeared that the defense gave up on Barber in the backfield, figuring that Lloyd was going to run or do something else. And the defender just took a couple steps in. Let's see if we can see this. He's getting plenty of time, even though he's being pressured. They're doing a great job.
That was a perfect pass.
Now, that was number 84, was on the coverage there with Barber, and all of a sudden he just came in and peeled off the receiver.
Perfect pass. Bergstrom in now to kick the extra point. It's down. Kicks up. And it looked like the Phantoms just absolutely gave no effort to go after that kick. It's good. As a minute and 1 to go here in the first half, the Phantoms out in front 21-17 as the Eagles are keeping it close, folks.
And here's the pass play again. Once again, Sean Lloyd at quarterback has good time back there. He moves around. His feet are always moving. And nice catch by Barber.
The ball right over the defense.
Woo. Sean Lloyd was able to watch that play develop the whole time. He couldn't get his first receiver. He kept looking.
It'll be real interesting to see what his passing stats are for the first half.
Ooh. Sean Lloyd, 6'1", 210. The receiver, Ben Barber, 5'10", 193. Just great pass play all the way around for both players.
Bergstrom sets the ball up at the 40 to kick the ball off. Deep is Mathis at his own 4-yard line along with Evans.
I heard Johnny Unitas say one time, yep, I remember watching him play, that a quarterback, if he keeps his feet moving, he can always come up with something. But when you stand still, you're in trouble.
That's right. Donnell Dixon to the far side on the 10-yard line. Those are the 3 players for the Phantoms deep. Let's see if he actually kicks the ball off deep this time. Nope. That's not what he's going to do. He did the same thing.
Whoops,
he gets by the first round, and here comes Lloyd. That's Evans at the 25-yard line, is brought down. Looks like he's brought down by number 42, which there he is. That's Nance.
Here's the replay on that one. This time, this particular style of a kick works, as they're able to keep Phoebus back down at about the 25.
I was hoping Landon Givers would get the ball again because he was 10 yards up the field and almost looked like he gave up on going after it. Now, like the Phantoms need to get a little bit more fired up here again, because the last set of downs, a couple of plays, I thought they kind of gave up a little bit. Yeah. That's not a Bill D coach team.
No, well, they've got about 50.
And they're going to just kneel down and let the clock run out. We should have known that when we saw the Phoebus coaches leaving the box. So they're going to kneel it down, loss of about a half a yard, make it a yard. So it's 2nd down and 11 as the Phantoms will let the clock run out here in the first half of play, up on top of the Eagles by a score of 21-17, and I guess Bill D and crew are happy to go in the locker room with a
4-point lead.
Well, that's 4 points more than they had lead over they had at the beginning of the game when it was 0-0,
Well,
right?
that's true. It's not quite as many as they had a few plays ago, though. Once again, shaping up to be a real good game here at Todd Stadium, ladies and gentlemen. WHCS Channel 46 bringing you the state championship finals in Division 5, the Phoebus Phantoms and Edison Eagles.
Well, we've come to the end of the first half of play, folks, and the Phoebus Phantoms out in front by a score of 21-17 over the Edison Eagles. Yes, stay tuned for second half action here at Todd Stadium. Division 5 state championship game in the state of Virginia. Stay tuned for second half action. We'll be back shortly.
Paul Rowe and Mike Hauser, WHCS Channel 46.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Todd Stadium. Mike Hauser along with Paul Rowe, Brent Musgrove, and Bob Killen here for the Division 5 state championship between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Edison Eagles. 21-17, great first half, exactly what we thought it would be. Phoebus running the ball, Edison passing the ball, and that's exactly what's happened in the first half.
And passing the ball they have done, Mike.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
this young kid,
looking at the
Sean
stats in the
Lloyd.
first half, I mean, the stats in the first half are real indicative of what exactly we talked about as far as the differences between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Edison Eagles. I mean, 227 yards passing in the first half alone.
And they average 195 a game normally.
So the Phoebus Phantoms offense have their defense has.
Phoebus has elected to receive to start the second half.
Phoebus Phantoms defense are going to have to put more pressure on the quarterback. Simple as that. And the offense has got to keep the offense of Edison off the field.
Yeah, we talked about the defense during the break, Mike, and you and I have watched Phoebus play all year long. A lot of their defense keys on the fact that McMillan and Brown put a lot of pressure from their inside linebacker position on the quarterback. They don't appear to have been doing that as much this time. There's
only in the second half.
There.
The first half they did a good job.
Second half
the first quarter.
Off.
First quarter,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
In the second quarter, though, it looked as though the pressure from the front line, I don't know whether or not the Edison offensive line was able to contain, but they didn't seem like they were sending anybody through the gaps like they did in the first quarter.
The two times that they did, Brown went through and sacked the quarterback, put pressure on him. So we know that it works. We've seen it. We've seen it happen. So
well, we get ready to start the second half of play now. Statistics for the first half rushing. Edison rushed the ball 10 times. They only had 9 yards rushing. And 227 yards passing and 2 touchdowns by Lloyd has been the key for Edison. And then the running attack for the Phantoms. Mathis, he had 49 yards rushing on 10 carries. They only had they were 4 for 4 passing, 68 yards. Of course, 37 of those was the pass from Mathis to Evans on that little flea flicker pass, that trick play that put him first and goal at the 3.
All right, we saw Mathis with only a few yards last week, Mike, in the first half, come bouncing back in the second half. Here's a man that's got over 2,000 yards for the year, so we expect to see some big things out of him in the second half.
Bergstrom kicks off now for Edison, and again, he kind of squibs it up the middle. And the Phantoms better fall on it, and they do. Ooh, that's a little dangerous play there by Edison's number 7 there, throwing his head at the ball like that. But looks like Brown puts the ball down at the 25, and that's where the Phantoms will take over, 1st and 10. That's a very effective kick when it works like that.
Yes, it is.
In the first quarter, after their opening field goal from their drive.
Didn't work too well, did it?
Oh, no. I mean, the Phantoms took the ball and scrambled a couple yards. Next thing you know, 60-some yards later, it's a touchdown. So you get a field goal, a kickoff, and a score, and it's 7-3. And then right now we're sitting 21-17. Phantoms out in front here at the start of their third quarter. Boyd hands the ball off straight up the middle to Brown as he gets the ball to near the 30. Depends on where they mark it.
Great blocking and great motivation by the line on that play, Mike. You could see the surge of the line on the right side as they just kept picking up yardage.
But that was the key word, surge. Watch the offensive line surge forward. That's exactly what they did.
Andre, I can't even talk yet. Andre Purnell and Maurice Hampton, my two guys on the right-hand side that I keep touting all year long, just pushing and getting those defensive players forward.
Don't forget about the two young men sitting on the left-hand side of the line too.
Not at all.
Here's a handoff to Mathis deep over the middle.
Look at that.
Cuts it up front, gets a spin here and there, and leans himself forward past the 35, and he's going to get a first down on a nifty little run there. It's give him about 6 yards on the play, and
nice
first and 10.
Lane on the right-hand side. Look at this. Look at that nice block there by Haroon Brown.
You know, we talked earlier about left and right. We always normally see Mathis go to the left. And Brown up the middle or to the right. And this time Mathis goes to the right that time and picks up about 6 and a first down at the 36-yard line. Here at the beginning portions of the third quarter, as Mathis goes wide to the right and picks up about 5 yards near the 41. Nice little nifty run as he gets through a couple of blocks.
Got forced outside that time. Mike looked like the Edison player. I think it was number 10. I can't tell. If you look at this right side here, watch him as he comes up right there. That young man, maybe he's number 20, forced him to the outside, and that allowed Mathis actually to pick up a few more yards.
So he ends up with right at 5 yards on the play, looking at the sticks over there. So second down and 5.
Sticks.
10:20 to go here in the third quarter.
Folks, you're watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports as we bring you the state championship at Division 5 level at Todd Stadium.
You're losing your voice.
Yeah, no, it gets worse.
There's Mathis off the left side.
Look
Big
at
hole.
this.
Nice breaks a couple of nifty little tackles there and gets outside the 50 and down near the 49-yard line of the Eagles. That's a good, pretty good run there for a first down.
That's the Dennis Mathis we watch.
That's exactly what we've seen. That's where we can account for 2,000 yards during the season. Runs just like this.
And again, he's following Charlie Jones. I keep going to call it Charlie Joyner. Charlie Jones and Dominique Davenport on the left side. Those two guys all year long.
Telling everybody your age when you think about that.
I know. Those two guys have just opened it up for him all year long, just like the right side has done it for Brown.
This is what the Phantoms need to do. They need to keep the ball out of the hands of the Eagles. That's about a 4-yard run near the 45 for Haroon Brown.
And I know this may seem a little dull to some of you watching this game tonight, but we just love watching Haroon Brown going off the right-hand side, bullying in for 3 or 4 yards, and he'll switch it up. Next time he'll give it to Mathis off the left side. He'll pick up 6, 7, 8 yards. And this Phoebus line will just bust up the defense, open the holes, and those running backs just chew up yards. It's just a pleasure to watch.
And look at the physical size of some of them young men down there. Phoebus is definitely a larger team on the line. So there's a pitch out to Mathis on a sweep to the right. Oh, what a great defensive play there by the Eagles.
It was good play. Actually, this is not going to make any sense, but number 34, Wesley Doles, the linebacker, got inside.
Chuck Jackson got the tackle, number 3.
Watch
great
number
play.
34 who forces this play, as you see him right there.
He had a whole lot of room there, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared.
Mathis had nowhere to go. He couldn't cut back inside because of Doles, and he couldn't go outside.
He'll lose about 2 on the play. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 now as the ball sits at the Eagles' 47-yard line.
Usually in this situation, Mike, they'll go to Mathis in pass. They have had a pass play here, but today they've just done a little, like a screen pass to the left. We'll see what happens.
Back in the shotgun is Boyd. Back to throw. Fakes to the inside and throws the ball deep down the left sideline. And what a great pass and great catch by Evans.
Gosh.
Triple covered, goes up and brings the ball down at the 8-yard line. Is there a flag on the play?
Yes, there is.
Oh, illegal man downfield by Phoebus. Oh,
man.
my goodness.
Watch this.
Oh, my goodness. There he was. I just saw him.
He fakes a little quick pass, and Evans is double coverage. It's really an ill-advised pass, but the young quarterback, Taj Boyd, lays it right in there, and Reed makes a super catch. Remind me of Art Monk, the way he made that catch.
Ineligible receiver downfield against Phoebus. That's 5 yards. Repeat 3rd down.
And we show the replay. As the ball's going in the air, you can actually see the Phoebus player about 10 yards down the middle of the field, and that's who they called.
That's just too bad.
And unfortunately, he was a little. Watch it, right there. There he is, sitting right there, at about the 43-yard line, just a little bit beyond the line of scrimmage.
Bad break for the Phoebus Phantoms there on a great play. Still a great play, no matter what.
But a
Reed
5-yard
Evans.
penalty makes it third down and about 13 now as the ball's sitting at their own 48-yard line. So that was a big play that ended up coming back because of a penalty. Haroon Brown's going out of the game on this play. That's a rarity.
When is he going out?
Dennis Mathis will be the lone back beside Dodge Boyd. 4 wideouts, 2 to the near, 2 to the outside. They pick up the blitz. Now he's scrambling and goes down on his own as he loses his balance, and he's going to lose about 9 yards on the play, all the way back to his own 39-yard line. That is a big play right there.
Yes, it was, and I'm trying to catch the number of the defensive player. I believe is number 80 who gets in there. Watch this. He comes off the right side.
He just loses his feet. Watch. There he goes. Down he goes. Wasn't even touched when he went down.
That was Jameel Robinson, the defensive end for Edison, that got in on that one.
So now the Phantoms are setting up to kick the ball as Matt Cole is about 15 yards back, standing at his own 26-yard line.
A lost opportunity for the Phantoms on that penalty that brings back a great play.
Back deep is Baldwin and Barber. This is Baldwin at the 27, straight up the middle to near the 40. So the Eagles will take over now their first attempted drive here in the second half. First and 10 right at about the 40-yard line. 6:44 to go here before or in the third quarter. 21-17, Phantoms out in front of the Eagles.
WHCS Channel 46 Sports bringing you the state championships from Todd Stadium. It is December the 9th. We've got a nice day for football. We mentioned earlier the beautiful skies, very clear out there. It's very crisp and cool in the mid-40s.
Lloyd back in the shotgun to pass, being flushed out of the pocket. Had him there, and then he comes down. It looks like that was number 58, Terry Lyles, on the tackle. He's going to pick up maybe a yard on the play, and that's it to the 41-yard line. Great defense that time. The wide receivers were covered pretty good there as Lyles couldn't find an open receiver.
He had a little time there first, couldn't find anything. He's getting a little bit more pressure. Lyles comes in from the backside to make the stop.
And that's something they're going to have to do. They're going to have to pressure Lloyd.
And keep it
There's
contained.
that quick pass here to the near side. Great play on the defense, and he dropped the ball, so it ends up being an incomplete pass. Covering on the play was number 84, Reed Evans. Great job by Evans. He was right there.
Yeah, that play wasn't going anywhere, Mike. Even if completed, Reed Evans was right on top of it. They've tried that play several times. They started off the game with one to the left and one to the right. Their first 2 plays didn't gain much yardage on it. They're trying it again.
Now this is going to be third down and long, so keep our eyes on number 5, Barber. This is the play that they've been going after.
Barber
Long,
and also
number 5. See what happens here.
They need to
third
blitz.
down and about 9.
Here comes Brown. Here comes Brown.
And he steps off to the side, gets away from it. A great pass and catch by number 88. And that's the kind of play that's got to be made. That is Roden across the middle for the first down, and they had Lloyd in the backfield.
They did. Now, I've got to give Lloyd a lot of credit for that because this is what Phoebus has to do. They've got to send Brown, and they've got to send McMillan. They did. Brown comes in, gets
sidesteps him.
Misses him. What
just
a nice
enough time
move.
to get the ball off.
What's amazing, though, Mike, is even after making a move, he had the presence to make the pass a good, crisp pass for a completion.
First and 10, 44-yard line of Phoebus. Back to pass again is Lloyd. Looks like they're going to get him this time. He's going to lose about a yard. He barely gets back to the 45-yard line. Give him a loss of a yard on the play, and Lloyd got hit pretty hard on that one.
At that time, Mike, it didn't have anybody open. That hasn't stopped Lloyd from throwing before into double coverage, but Phoebus was pretty good on the coverage that time. Give their secondary some credit.
Loss of a yard. Second down and 11 now for the Eagles. 3 wide outs to the near side. Well, now it's 2 because one of them that was standing there was Lloyd.
Yeah.
So I guess he was out there telling his receiver which way to go.
Yeah,
2 wide outs to the near side. 2 wide outs to the far side. Single setback. Lloyd in the shotgun. Drops back, being pressured up the middle again, and they got him. And this is what the Phantoms have got to do. Great job by number 7, Landon Givers, as he forces the issue. And the Phantom size has got to take over this game. Their physical size has got to take it over, and that time it worked.
And their aggressiveness. Mike coming up the middle, going after the quarterback, putting pressure on him. That's typical Phoebus defense. I guarantee you, when they went in the locker room during halftime, Coach D was on them and telling them that they're going to have to get fired up. They're going to have to get in there. They're going to have to stop this young man because he is a good quarterback.
Also 4 on the play, 3rd and 15 at the 49-yard line. Back to pass again is Lloyd over the middle. They're trying to find no
Givers.
Oh, man! And there's Landon Givers with his 2nd consecutive sack, and he just absolutely flattened him.
He got him from the blind side,
Absolutely.
and Lloyd is not happy about that.
So another loss on the play of about 6 on this one.
I watched this when I happened to key on Givers this time, and you just saw him coming, and he never gave up, and gets him.
Lloyd back to punt the ball now, standing at his own 30. Mathis back. No, I'm sorry, that's Givers back on about the 20. Moves up a little bit to the 24. And there is a flag. And who is this one going to go against?
That's Evans back there.
Right. Reed Evans. Like the fans may have jumped offside on the play.
Dead ball, encroachment against Phoebus.
5 yards is not going to hurt them over the fact that, other than the fact that it's still 4th down.
Yeah.
Now you got to watch this, make sure they don't try to pull a fast one here. 4th down. I mean, it's 17 yards to get a first down.
Yeah, he's going to punt. You got to remember they're punting into the wind too. So.
And the flag is sticking up there just a little bit. There's the punt.
Got pressure.
End over end as it bounces at about the 25. Takes a Phoebus bounce to the 27. And why in the world would a Phoebus player go running by the ball like that? I tell you what, all the ball has to do is take that funny bounce and hit them, and then lose the ball. You got to teach these kids to stay away from a punt like that because there's no reason for it. Watch him. He just runs right by it. And how close was he to actually having that ball hit him?
Real close.
1st and 10, the Phantoms have the ball outside their own 25. They mark it at the 26.
You're within 5 yards of it. That's too close.
When the ball bounces on the ground, you don't get nowhere near the ball. You stay away from it. 3:24 to go in the 3rd quarter. Phantoms still out in front, 21-17.
WHCS Channel 46 bringing you the Division V championship game from Todd Stadium in Newport News, Virginia, December the 9th.
There goes Mathis on the right side to near the 30 where he goes down right there after a pickup of about 4. Yeah, what a great day this is. I mean, just look at it. The sun is shining, little thin clouds up there, and
there's heat up in the booth.
It's warm up here.
There's heat up in the booth.
I can see Susan down standing underneath it with the
Poor
camera.
Susan.
She's got to be sitting out there just a shivering a little bit. And old Braxton's sitting up here where it's nice and warm. And he's even got a coat on him here. Do you believe that?
Well, he's a little cold every now and then. Actually, there's a fan that is blowing out air down there. I went down there and talked to him during the halftime.
He just shy of 5 yards on that gain. We'll call it 4-yard gain. Mathis again, as he picks the ball and takes it down to about the 34-yard line. He's going to gain maybe 4 on the play. That's going to be 3rd down and about 2 as the ball sits right at the Phantoms' 34-yard line.
He slides right by the linebacker who was coming in there. I believe it's number 21, Darren Williams. Looks like he was going to get in there, and Mathis made a nice move, just kind of turned his body and slid right by him. And then I saw the linebacker, Williams, a little upset afterward that he didn't make that tackle.
Yeah, this one might be one of those Haroon Brown, hand it off to him and let him try to get 2 yards for him.
Why not? Thunder, baby, thunder. Right side.
Way to under center.
Ooh,
looks like they're trying to blitz. And
here comes.
The ball is handed to Brown, and he scoots to the left side of a tackle and gets all the way outside to the 42-yard line. Nice gain of about 8 on the play. Gain of 8 on the play, and it's 1st and 10 at the 42. Nice play by Brown.
This is how you get burned on the blitz. Look at the 2 blocks that he got on that side.
Kind of gave that little inside block, and it contained it to the outside and allowed him to scoot out there
Charlie
and
Jones
pick up
had
8.
a nice block on one of the linemen there, the linebacker. Just opened up a nice little hole. You overplay that play, and Brown's going to go.
We want to overemphasize the fact that the offense needs to keep their offense off, and this is exactly what they're going to do it with by keeping the ball on the ground. Run some more. Nice little run off the left side that time, and there's a flag, a late flag.
Looks like it might be against Phoebus.
And it looked like a Phoebus player actually pulled a defensive player down. Let's see what the call is. Well, folks, it don't take that long. Shot block. Oh, it's against.
Oh, my
it's
goodness.
against Edison. An illegal block against Edison.
Now, how does a defense get an illegal block?
Where is it at? It must have happened behind it.
I couldn't see that.
And
But I heard the coaches over here say it's about time, so evidently it's been happening every now and then.
That's a big one. That is an illegal block by the defense. And that's a big 15-yard penalty as the ball is brought all the way down to the Eagles' 39. First and 10 Phantoms. Minute 25 to go here on a fast-moving third quarter.
I was going to say, I didn't realize we only had a minute 20-something left. My goodness.
Still 21-17. Phantoms out in front. First and 10, and again, emphasize it. Keep their offense off by using your own offense.
On offense. And, folks, please remember the winner of this game will be your state Division V champions. And we're a little biased. We're hoping it's Phoebus.
Evans in motion. Goes by Boyd, and there's a handoff to Mathis as he's still struggling, and there goes another flag.
That might be holding.
Here we go with flag happiness again. As now we're going to see a lot of those, I got a feeling. I think that's probably a hold against the Phantoms, though. But it was the main ref, the head ref. That's the same
my
thing.
Goodness. Oh, my goodness.
It's the same call.
I don't think we've seen this call once all year long.
Not on a defense. Well, apparently the coaching staff on the Phantoms have caught something that happened in the first half, and they are actually blocking below the waist, the cutting the players when they're coming in to make the play. It's illegal. And you got to block above the waist. You can't go down and try to undercut a player like that. And
that's something you don't
two
think
plays
about,
in a row
though.
that they've been flagged for. And the referee had to come over and explain it to the coaching staff.
Yeah.
And
But
hey,
blocking
folks,
on defense
have
is
we
not
seen it
something
all
you think-
year?
No, we haven't seen it all year. But you don't think about blocking on defense.
I can't remember seeing that at all. I don't believe I've ever seen an illegal defensive block. Either way, first and 10 for the Phantoms. There's Brown.
Look at him bust
and
through
look at him
there.
just bust through there. What a great run. 12 yards on a carry down to about the 8. What a great play.
Boom, Thunder Brown.
I can see the same call coming right here.
Oh.
Watch this, folks.
Look at this, right up the
Boom.
middle.
He just pushes that guy back. He gets rid of him, and it takes two other players to bring him down.
And Phoebus, one of the few teams around to have two extremely talented running backs, and they play well together. You know, Mathis probably gets a little more of the talk because he's the 2,000-yard gainer, but without Brown to punch and grind out everything, he's not going to get it.
There's
Here he
Brown
comes
again off the left side, inside down to the 5-yard line. Just like he gets about 3 on the play, as that's going to bring up second and goal from the 5.
And in
10 seconds to go as the clock is about to run out here in the third quarter. Here's a replay of that last run by Brown.
They just give it to him.
Looks like he was
pulls
pulled
his way right over.
So that's it, folks. We're at the end of the third quarter of play as we get ready to play quarter number 4 here at Todd Stadium.
Woo.
The Phoebus Phantoms lead by a score of 21-17. Second down and goal from the 5 as the Phantoms trying to make it a 2-for-2 here in the Peninsula District 2 years in a row, looking for the state title.
And this game being brought to you by WHCS Channel 46 Sports, the Division V Championship from Todd Stadium, with our production crew on the cameras, Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers, Ron Bate, and Steve Fryer. Graphics and animation, Andy Foley. Slow motion instant replay, Mike Nowinski. The camera control operator, Sarah Myers. Production assistant, Renee Camden. And there's Renee right there. Hello, Renee. And I bet she's cold out there. The audio and chief engineer is Don Schraus. The director and producer, the man himself, Mr. Scotty Bowers. And up in the booth, I'm Paul Rowe, along with Mike Hauser, Brett Musgrove, and Bob Killen.
Paul Rowe, it needs to take some
maybe something
lozenge or something, because you're losing your voice. And if we keep this up, your students are going to love you on Monday.
Well, they've loved me all week long because I haven't done much but give them some work to do while I've tried to rest this sore throat that I've had.
In the third quarter, folks, Edison 15 yards rushing. Minus 15 yards rushing in the third quarter. 1 of 2 passing for 15. So they have a total of 0 yards in the third quarter.
But how long have they been on the field? That's the key.
That's the key. We talked about that early in the game.
They have not been on the field that long. you can't put up any yardage if you're sitting on the sidelines. And
look at this. Look at this. So far in the game, Mathis 17 rushes, 86 yards. Brown 15 rushes, 77 yards. And again, passing. Boyd is still 4 for 4. They haven't thrown the ball here in the second half, and the way they're running, they ought not to. There's
Brown
on a carry up the middle. Not much there, and I'll be honest with you, on that particular play, the way they're lining up, they're not going to get a lot because there's nobody outside.
No.
They all bundled up right in the middle on a second and goal from the 5, and I don't think he got anything.
What Phoebus is saying is, we're giving it to Brown. We're coming up the middle. Stop us if you can. Hello.
But when you put the entire team right there in the bowl, and the entire defense is right there in the bowl, you're not giving yourself the opportunity to open up any holes.
But you know what, Mike? You put me behind Charlie Jones. You put me behind Dominique Davenport. You put me behind Maurice Hampton, and you put me behind Andre Purnell. I'll take that chance.
The Phantoms are going to call their first time out here of the second half. They want to talk about it here. 3rd and goal from the 5. 11:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. Out in front of the Eagles by a score of 21-7. And folks, that was the score at the end. I'm sorry, 21-17. And that was the score at the half. So there was no scoring so far. And right now, this is the first opportunity for either team really to get into this game and to get into the end zone here in the second half. And the Phantoms, I really didn't like that last call. I really didn't.
Well,
but I'm not the
you've
one
got to
making
understand.
the call.
No, you got to understand it too. When you've got a 245-pound fullback like Haroon Brown who grounds out the yardage, and you've got an offensive line like Phoebus has, you can afford to run it up there. And we've seen him all year long, Mike. We've seen him take that very same play and get a hole, slide through it, and get into the end zone. Now, they've got what, third down coming up here.
Either.
My guess is. They go
how
with
about a pitch play?
Mathis.
Mathis to the outside. Coming to the right side on a pitch.
I would fake it to Brown off the right side. Turn, but they don't do much of a pitch play.
Brown
They
is
usually
the
go off
lone
the
back.
option.
They have a couple players in the wing, and they're set up in that same position again.
There goes Mathis.
There's Mathis on a sweep to the left side.
He can get it.
And he's in there. Give it to him. Yes, touchdown Mathis. Touchdown Mathis as the Phoebus Phantoms have scored from 5 yards out with 11:15 to go here in the fourth quarter, extending that lead to 10 points now. As watch this replay, he just barely got in, but that's all it took. He got a great block there on number 3 and allowed him just enough room to get in there.
Mathis coming in from off the left side, off the old blocking back position, takes the quick little spin handoff from Boyd. Brown in the backfield, of course, is the one that everybody was watching.
Right. Here's Cole out of the hold of Boyd for the extra point. Kick is up. It's long enough, and it is good. So 11:15 here to go in the fourth quarter of play. The Phoebus Phantoms have extended their lead now to 11 points, 28-17.
And you're still watching WHCS Channel 46. Paul Rowe along with Mike Hauser bringing you the Division V state championship from Todd Stadium in Newport News on December the 9th.
Don't forget about our buddies over here, Brent Musgrove and Bob Killen. Ever so present Mr. Killen here. As long as Phoebus is around, he's always around.
Yes, he is. And they're giving us the stats that we give you guys every now and then. They bring us the stats before the game so we'll know what to talk about.
So you want to add 5 more runs to Mathis. That'll give him 91 yards on 18 carries. So he is 9 yards away from getting that 100-yard mark here in the game.
Well over 2,000 yards for the season. Brown over 700. Here's that touchdown again. You missed the handoff.
Watch to see how much he gets across. The ball landed right on the line.
His shoulder and upper body in there without a problem.
So deep for the Eagles now is number 33, and that is Perry along with Baldwin, number 1, as Matt Cole tees it up and is set to kick off for the Phantoms.
They're lean, they're mean, they're a well-oiled machine. They're the Phoebus Phantoms.
Cole on a little squibber to the left side, and that one's going to definitely go out of bounds.
Yeah.
Baldwin stood there and let it go this time instead of grabbing it. So the Edison will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line where they will start this possession.
And so far in this second half, Mike, the Edison offense, Sean Lloyd.
Have a dead ball foul, free kick infraction against Phoebus. They're taking it right here.
Okay, they're going to take it. Don't forget, I got to put out the sponsors here. Fourth quarter sponsor, Zooms. We're proud to have David Allen and Zoom sponsoring us again this year. Zoom supports the student athlete in Hampton City Schools, along with Eric Thompson, Realtor, with William Wood. Here we go, 1st and 10. A little flare pass out there again, and
we're going to get
was
2
an
flags, 3
inadvertent bump
flags
by the Phantom, but the flags go flying.
We'll have to see who they're going to call that on, Mike. I think it'll probably go against the Phantoms, but
Also have a Phantom down in the backfield. Also, we want to tell everybody that we want to thank the Subway at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue, where they supplied us with our dinners.
Defensive pass interference against Phoebus. That's 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
That's, believe it or not, that's 3 of them in this game.
Yep.
So here's the little play, and there's a little
you
bump,
can
and
see it
it's
right
obvious
there.
he pushed him. It wasn't an inadvertent hit either. That was an actual, both hands stuck out pushing. That was number 44 that is being helped off the field, and that's Landis Beggs.
Landis Beggs, I hope he's going to be all right. Landis Beggs, one of those players that's in on most of the plays.
So that ball, that penalty of 15 yards brings it all the way to the 50-yard line, where Edison will continue their drive here, 1st and 10. 11-10 to go here in the 4th quarter. 28-17, Phoebus out in front.
Sean Lloyd, the quarterback for Edison. Mike, I'm looking for just nothing but passing from here on out. They're not doing anything with the running game today, and they're not going to, quite frankly.
Back to pass is Lloyd. Over the middle, wide open, and that's number 1, Baldwin again. Is absolutely no defense back here covering those players.
And Mike, they got
the coaches up here just shaking their heads. Why aren't they covering them?
They got 6 or 7 players in the secondary, and they're not on the receivers. They need to get some pressure on Lloyd so he doesn't have any time.
Here's a replay of that. You'll watch Lloyd have absolutely no pressure.
And look at the defense.
They're only sending 3. They only sent 3 in. And there's nobody within 10 yards of the receiver. Back to passes Lloyd again. Over the middle.
Wide open.
To a wide open. That was Baldwin again down inside the 15-yard line to the 14. That's a gain of another 16 yards.
There was Mike. There was no defensor. There was no defender.
Well, the coaching staff was up here asking who was supposed to be there because there was no one there.
No one there within 10 yards.
There's 3 wideouts to the left side here. To the near side, there's only 2 defenders.
Got 2 defenders. They still don't have all 3 of them. Now
back to pass again over the middle into the end zone. And wide open. Touchdown.
The safety is not coming over, Mike. The safety is staying in the middle of the field. If that's where they want him, that's fine. But when you got trips on the side, you got to get over. You got to make that coverage, and Phoebus was not making the adjustment. So, folks, there's a touchdown for the Edison Eagles. Watch this. Look at the secondary. If we get here, the safety is just now coming over. He was in the middle of the field with trips on this side. Nobody came over, and he's open.
That's 2 plays in a row that same play has happened, and nobody's catching it. Right up the middle, block.
Nice block
by the Phantoms, number 7.
Givers,
and we're waiting to see the referees. They're all huddled around where the line of scrimmage was, and nobody seems to know what's going on here.
They're thinking maybe he had to have been offsides. You had to see what he did.
No, he leaped the center.
He took
what he did.
a run and jumped over everybody. But was he offsides?
Well, if he was offsides, then the referees on either side would have called it. There was no offsides there.
I think they just can't.
There's no
believe what
flags
happened.
on the field.
Andy Foley.
Thanks, Andy. I mean,
Now, Scotty from the booth is saying there's a possibility that he may have run into the kicker, although we don't see a flag
if you block
out there
the ball,
anyway.
you can run into the kicker.
Here comes.
If the ball is blocked,
here comes
he
a
can hit him.
replay.
Let's see.
Boom.
Okay.
There's the kick. He's blocked, and then.
Even if he does hit him, the ball was blocked. Once the ball is blocked, everybody's free game.
Nothing wrong with that play.
The question is what the referees are discussing. Are they discussing where they're going to have dinner after the game?
Well, that's what Andy thinks. Andy thinks they're talking about where to have dinner. I could tell them there's a couple of good restaurants around there if they'd like to eat, but you know.
Why is there such a discussion out there?
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, folks, this is kind of getting ridiculous.
Passing Richmond quicker than
Well, you guys are watching the referees.
Currently, the score is 28-23 with the Phantoms out in front with 10:49 to go here in the fourth quarter. And this is absolutely getting ridiculous that you've got a referee and crew standing there discussing this, and there is a flag on the ground.
Couldn't see the flag.
We have personal foul against Phoebus for hurdling. Replay the try.
For hurdling?
For hurdling? Hurdling. I've never heard a penalty called hurdling. I've heard of a track event called hurdling. I mean,
where is it written in the rules that a player can't jump over top of another player?
I'm not familiar with that one. Maybe somebody else could enlighten
Edison will
us
call
to that.
timeout here, and this is unreal. I don't understand this at all. And I guarantee you, Coach Bill D out there is not agreeing with this call.
Now,
if we could show this replay again, maybe
you
if you
can
got
dive over, but you can't jump over. What's the difference? I'm sorry,
I've never
folks.
heard of
I'm
a
sorry.
player.
I just.
Okay, no, we don't have the angle of the actual play, but what they're doing, and folks, is they've called. I don't think we needed to hear that. But,
No.
The actual player, Landon Givers, made a tremendous play.
He did that.
He come running in and literally jumped right over the center and was running to the kicker.
It was perfect timing.
And they called him for a personal foul.
Perfect timing. They're saying that you're not allowed to hurdle the center, the line. So this is, again, here's some things that we've seen
Now
today
they moved
that we
the
don't
ball up
normally see.
about a yard and a half, and they're actually going to go for a 2-point conversion here. And now the side referee is calling timeout. Both of them are. This extra point attempt now is getting near about 5 or 6 minutes to take.
Hey, Biggie's got to get inside.
Oh, gracious.
Outside. Needs to get
Well,
inside
yeah.
and receive.
Our truck has just told us that this is compensating for the short third
The
quarter.
third
Actually, it wasn't
quarter
short,
went
it
by
was just a
fast.
quick one.
And at this,
We'll just have to see. I'm not going to make a comment on that, Colin.
here we go.
Tapped his helmet.
Going for two here is Edison back to pass.
There it is.
And that slot pass over that quick one to number 5, Baldwin again. And that's exactly what everybody up here was saying. It was going to go to Baldwin on that slant. They had it covered. The extra point, the 2-point conversion is good, and that brings the Eagles to within 3 as the Phantoms still out in front, 28-23 now.
Here's a replay on this quick pass. A good ground level shot of the quarterback. They've been getting that inside position over there all day long. They've had that on several passes down the sideline here on the near line, and they've had it across the middle of the field, and there they had it again.
Well, they're giving Davenport a fit down there on that
They
field.
really
I'm
are.
telling you, they're really picking on him bad. And
well, he's giving up the inside, and they're taking it from him. And you know, who was that took that ball? Baldwin.
that was Baldwin.
Let's check something here.
Number 1.
See if I can find my papers here. Baldwin, 5'10", 155. We're not talking about a big guy. We're not talking about a big guy at all.
I'll guarantee you that if this game comes down to that 2-point conversion being a key at the end of this contest, there's going to be an awful lot of questions concerning that.
And Mike, in contrast, Davenport, who's covering that 5'10", 155 player, is 6'3", 190.
Here we go as Bergstrom has set the kickoff for Edison. Again, back deep. It don't matter because he's not going to hit it. He's not going to kick it to him. He's going to skip it to this front line players here and hope they can stop him from getting to the 40. Let's see what happens. Again, the same one. Right over Givers' head. Into the hands of Mathis. He's at the 25. He's hit. Bounces away from him. Gets outside and is forced out of bounds right out about the 27-yard line.
Couldn't quite turn that corner, Mike. He got stopped up the middle. He was bounced outside. Didi
he made a great play.
Makes the stop out here. Watch him as he comes up the middle. He just bounces
right
off
there,
that tackler. And Didi Titcomb comes across and finally pushes him out of bounds.
Ends up picking up an additional 3 yards by getting to the outside there. So 1st and 10 Phantoms at the 28-yard line. And this, you hate to say it, but this is a key drive right here. They need to try to come back and answer that.
Well, they've got to hang on to the ball for a while. Ball control is going to be the key here. Even if they don't score, they got to move it downfield and put Edison deep enough in their own territory where they can keep them there.
Boyd hands the ball off to.
Nice hole.
Oh, and if he had got that one block, he would have been gone. One block, and he was gone. That block, oh my goodness. Donnell Dixon had the block, and he gave up the block, and the tackle was made by him.
Yeah,
watch
Dixon come out here.
Watch the block. He didn't even hit him.
It was a good move. Nothing against it.
Well, they got about 7 yards on the play. That's going to bring up a 2nd down and 3. That was the play that could have gone the distance.
It could have, but it was a nice play by the defender to sidestep the potential block by Dixon.
10 minutes to go here on the running clock in the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 3. Boyd hands the ball off to Brown. Up the middle, he's going to get about 4 and a first down. Oh, he got it by yards. So the Phantoms get a first down on a 4-yard run by Brown.
There's a handoff to Brown. He just goes right up the middle, right off the left side to a point.
1st and 10 Phantoms.
Using the left side a lot more this game than they do normally.
All sits just shy of the 40-yard line. 9:48 to go here in the 4th. 28-25. Phantoms out in front of the Eagles.
WHCS Channel 46 Sports bringing you the championship Division 5 game.
There is Mathis off the left side, gets a few yards, breaks a tackle, and trying to wrestle the ball away from him. And good strength shown by Mathis on that play. He gets about 8 yards to the 48. Nice run.
This is a real nice run, and you're right. Edison is beginning to go after the ball here, which you can do.
Absolutely. That one guy gets in there and just tries to jerk the ball right out of his arm, and defensively, that's what you want. If you got 3 guys tackling a player, you want one of them trying to go for the ball.
You do that. That was number 32, Harrison Weinholt.
Mathis now has 106 yards on the game, so he's past the century mark. 2nd down and 2. And let's see if Brown gets this. He does, off the left side for about 3 and a first down. Almost looked like they moved a little early on that play. But the referees didn't pick it up, so I guess it counts. 3-yard gain by Brown.
Just a straight run, just Brown right up the middle left side right there. 2-3 yards every time. Now Mathis has 100. What is Brown 70, 80 yards now?
Where are we at with Brown, guys?
We'll see if we can find out what Brown's got over there.
8:40 to go on a running clock. Brown has 84 yards.
84 yards.
20 yards away from equaling what Mathis has done.
Phoebus
so you're talking about
yards.
Almost 200 yards in rushing.
Ooh,
that handoff to Mathis was absolutely sucked right up by number 34, and he did a great job, and that's
Wesley Doles. Wesley Doles, the linebacker, just splits the offense. Comes
but
right
nobody
off
touched
the side.
him. Look at him.
Man.
Nobody touched him. 2nd down after a loss of 3, 2nd and 13.
Looks like that play took a long time developing as quick as he got back there to get in.
He came in from the safety spot, and absolutely there was nobody there to block him. So 2nd down and 13.
So Phoebus Phantoms putting the Edison defense to the test here as we're winding down. Under 8 minutes to go.
Back to passes, Boyd.
Wide open.
Mike. Can he get to it? He let it go through his hand. Oh, my goodness.
Wide open.
William Wheeler, the ball. There was nobody within 15 yards of him when he went to throw it.
Goodness.
And the ball went right through his hands, and he's slow getting up, too.
Lost opportunity. This caught everybody off guard. It was a quick pass play that developed. Wheeler is wide open. Ball just went in and out.
Hurt his shoulder, I'll guarantee you, because he landed right on his right shoulder. Oh man, that's a big play right there.
That would have been a heck of a good play for Phoebus. Put them down deep into Edison's territory.
Phantoms have had 2 deep.
Once again, you see the nice pass by the sophomore Taj Boyd.
Watch him when he gets hit.
Right off his front hand, which would be the hand to the left, the backhand in some cases.
Shoulder hit the ground.
Oh, yeah, drove him right in.
He had his right shoulder driven right in the ground.
The bruise out or slight separation.
You couldn't have put the ball in the hands any better than he did, though, because it was right there.
Great pass by Taj Boyd.
3rd down and 13 now for the Phantoms, and they need to get a first down here. They need to keep the Edison offense off the field.
Yes, they do, because with Sean Lloyd at quarterback, and with that arm of his, and with his receivers like Baldwin and Roden and Carter, Roden and Baldwin and Barber, they can pick up some yardage quickly. Sean Lloyd's done a great job today finding the open receiver, making the good, strong passes, and he's not adverse to throwing into double coverage or throwing quickly on little slant patterns when somebody's all over him and completing the pass.
Here we go. Back to pass is Boyd. Scrambles to his right. And he gets himself in trouble because you get rid of the ball, folks. You throw the ball out of bounds. You're outside the pocket. Throw the ball down the field. And instead, he ends up losing about 3 yards.
He got swarmed that time, Mike, and I don't know whether you saw, but one of his receivers from the backfield, Haroon Brown, number 32, you can see him slips and falls on the left-hand side here, so the defense has an easy job of covering the receivers that are in the backfield, in the secondary.
So Matt Cole comes in to kick it away.
But let's hope we don't have a repeat of what happened last week.
Baldwin and Barber, back deep for Edison. Here's Cole's kick, the snap. Almost blocked. Almost took too much time. It's a little bit of a Phoebus bounce as it rolls dead at the 26-yard line. So Edison down by 11 a little while ago, now only down by 3, and they have the ball back with 6:40 to go here in the game.
Mike, you have to remember, fourth quarter, Edison with the ball. They're going with the win. So all they've got to do, you and I watched their kicker at the beginning of this game, or actually before the game.
All they need to do is get it inside the 30. It's almost
inside
automatic.
The 40-yard line, and he was just without effort almost putting it through the goalpost. So, folks,
here we go.
If they can get within the field goal range, they've got a young man that can put it through there.
273 yards passing for Lloyd. And there he is, pressed out of the pocket. They had him in the backfield. He gets away and gets the ball off, and he completes it down to the 45-yard line.
McMillan almost had him in the backfield, and Lloyd, with his athletic ability, was able to shake McMillan off. I'm impressed. I thought he was going down.
19 yards on the carry.
Givers with pressure, and look at that. McMillan's got him wrapped up, and he's still able to get loose, find a receiver, which probably not too hard to do at that time.
Back to throw again, wide open, overthrown. Goodness sakes. That was intended for Baldwin. Again, the ball was overthrown. And again, nobody within 5 yards of the receiver.
Not at all.
Watch the defense. They're setting up away from the ball. They're off of the line of scrimmage. And they are giving their wide receivers too much cushion. Yeah. Of course, I guess they're trying to keep them out. And here we go again, 3 wide outs to the near side.
Only 2 defenders over here.
There's 3. The safety was there.
There he comes inside.
Had him in. He's over the line of scrimmage. There's the flag.
Intercepted
by the Phantoms.
But
that flag is definitely over the line of scrimmage. There's no doubt. And the Phantoms have intercepted the ball, but we got to wait to see what the referees have to say here. There's 3 flags over there.
That play might be called back.
Well, the Phantoms intercepted the ball.
Oh, they intercepted. Sorry, I didn't see it. I was looking down this end. Here's the play.
There's the line of scrimmage right there.
We have an illegal pass. The quarterback was across the line of scrimmage
by a yard.
For Edison when he threw the ball. That penalty is declined. First down, Phoebus.
All right.
So the interception stops the drive by Edison, and they will take over with 6:04 to go. 28-25, Phoebus out in front, and the Phantoms have the ball first and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Now they have to hold the ball.
Yes. And I'm sorry I missed that. I was this time I was watching the quarterback because last time he was close to going over. I didn't think he went over that time.
It's really ironic. It's really ironic because we're sitting right on the line of scrimmage at that particular point.
Well, see, I was sitting on the line before, and I didn't think he was over. This time it looked like he was well over to me, and obviously he was. And I missed the interception.
There was 3 flags, believe it or not, called on that particular one.
Who made the interception?
I did not see it. Here's Mathis off the right side. He gets outside, and he goes out of bounds at about the 37-yard line. And I did not see who intercepted the ball. Did anybody see who intercepted it?
Anybody got who intercepted that pass?
And I tell you what, it's on the side of the field where Evans is, so that might have been Reed Evans.
They're saying
again.
Reed Evans.
Was it Evans? So that's 2 weeks in a row. Reed Evans has come up with a great interception. He came up with an interception in overtime that stopped the game.
84 is Reed Evans. That's who they were saying here to my right.
And that's who stopped the overtime score against Potomac last week. That was the one that actually gave the Phantoms the opportunity to come out there and win it. Hand off to Mathis up the middle, outside the 40 to the 41. Gain of about 4 on the play. That's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2. And guess who's going to get the ball?
Let me think. I'm going to say Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, maybe Haroon Brown.
Not real sure why the referee stopped the clock. Why is the clock not running, folks?
It's not going forward.
It's not going backwards either. That's the point. It's 3rd down. There was no reason to stop the clock.
It's running. It's running now.
There was no reason for that clock to stop on that particular instance, folks. Either way, there could have been 20 seconds going on that clock, believe it or not. 3rd and 1, and everybody in the house knows who's going to get this one. And there it is, Haroon Brown.
Face mask.
Got a face mask.
He's loose, Mike.
And nobody's called the face mask. And look at him go.
Come on, Haroon.
All the way down to the 10-yard line. There is a flag down, believe it or not.
It's got to be double face masking because I saw 2 face masking there. Haroon Brown was strong enough to bull through that. He gets loose and, ladies and gentlemen,
the defensive backs were up because everybody knew who was going to get it.
Watch Thunder. Thunder comes out of here. You'll see the face mask right there.
He lets it go, and
here's another one there, almost. But look at this.
Here's number 1, and that's Baldwin.
I got a 5-yard face mask against.
And they'll add that to the penalty, so that should give them a 1st and goal at the 5, folks. What a run by Brown. And we talked about Brown having 100 yards. That just put him over. Yeah. he only needed 20. He got about 30.
5-yard face mask against Edison. 1st down.
Oh, what a big play that was.
What a great play by Haroon Brown. Thunder of the Thunder and Lightning combination of the Phoebus Phantoms.
Timeout is called by the Edison Eagles. That is their 2nd timeout of the half. They leave themselves with 1 with 5 minutes to go, down 28-25 as the Phantoms threatening in here. And I'll tell you something. This is like last week all over again.
This is good.
I mean, this is just like last week all over again. Last week's game was probably one of the best games we've seen in a long time. And between the running of Phoebus and the passing of Edison in this game has been outstanding. Here's a replay again of that last run.
Look at the surge of the Phoebus offensive line. I can't say enough about those guys.
How do you figure that was actually a 5-yard type penalty, too?
That.
You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
All the way
Brown,
down.
what a great run, young man.
It took Baldwin to catch him to stop him at the 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, they don't get enough recognition. They
Listen
just
to this.
don't.
Listen to this. This is the rushing stats for the Phantoms. Haroon Brown has 113 yards on 19 carries, and Mathis has 112 yards on 23 carries.
What does that tell you?
That tells you player of the game status, folks.
Yes.
Player of the game.
Well, we're getting close to player of the game.
It's not going to be long before. Here we go, 1st and goal. Mathis off the left side.
Easy.
Almost untouched for the touchdown. And let me tell you, folks, that one hurts Edison. That one hurts Edison. There's another flag down.
This time, Haroon Brown carries the team from one end to the other. Mathis gets it, takes it in. It's usually Mathis that carries him down, and then
it might
Brown
be a
puts him in.
celebration flag on Mathis. Let's see what Mathis does if he keeps it going. And
well, he just gives a touchdown sign.
You have a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against Phoebus for excessive celebration.
Well, I don't know how excessive that was. He put up his hands like he got a touchdown.
I mean,
how excessive is that?
What a difference between the refereeing crew here this week and the refereeing crew last week, because in last week's game against Potomac, every time a score was played, the players were all over the field hollering and whooping and nothing. And now we get somebody that puts his hands up like he's saying, oh, I scored a touchdown, and they throw a flag on him.
Well, Mr. Mathis, if you're watching, young man, it had just appeared to us like you just put up your hands for
this is going to be a long one. This is a 35-yard a point extra.
But you know what? We've seen him make these before. Here it comes. Low.
It's low. It's not going to be any good.
Awful close.
A little low and outside. Either way, it's no good. 34-25 now with 5:13 to go here in regulation play. The Phantoms now have a 9-point lead over the Edison Eagles.
And it's WHCS Channel 46 Sports bringing you this Division V championship game from Todd Stadium in Newport News, Virginia, where with 5 minutes to go, the Phoebus Phantoms are that much closer to becoming the state champions.
We've had some weird calls
Look at this.
today.
Now,
Here,
let's
scores a
look what he
touchdown.
does. He drops
and
the ball.
probably won't get it far enough. And he says, I scored a touchdown. Yahoo.
That's all he does.
And they throw a flag
That's a
on
flag?
that.
That's a flag?
One more time, Scotty.
We're talking about a flag here.
Hi
We're
there,
talking
Ron.
about celebration.
There's Ron.
Hello, Ron. Is it cold out there? I bet it is.
Wave, Ron. We got you on camera.
That's right. Wave. Can you hear us? He doesn't hear us. He doesn't hear us. One cameraman to another.
But there's
Stevie.
Steve out there. So,
And there's Renee.
Matt Cole.
Hello,
Renee. Matt Cole getting set to kick the ball off for the Phantoms. See how this one goes this time. And again, it's that little squibber. This time it's stopped at a 32 and picked up by one of the upbacks, and he's flattened.
Biggie finally did something.
Well, I tell you what, number 9 on that play, and that was Davenport, actually made an excellent play
Great
that time.
play.
He put that guy down quick. Maybe that's going to fire him up a little bit. Here we go. 5:08. Here's a replay of that play, last play. Oh, that's a replay of the
That's the
kickoff.
kickoff there.
It counts.
It counts. It counts.
Here we go, folks. We're down to the nitty-gritty now. It's 5:08 to go. 34-25. Phantoms out in front with 5:08 to go here in regulation.
Edison needing to have 2 scores here
That's
to
right.
get back into the game, Mike.
Lloyd now in is 3 wideouts out here, and there's only 2 defenders again. And over the middle, wide open. Oh, deflected.
Blocked.
That was deflected by Davenport, and not only does Davenport do a heck of a job on offense, but he comes up big on defense. You stick that big paw up there.
Yes, exactly.
Dominique did a great job that time because their receiver, who, by the way, was number 5, Barber, was wide open, about 15 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Oh, we've got a flag.
And this
for
is going to
something
be
here.
too many people in the line, I guarantee you. That's what I thought.
Well, they got 12 people out there.
Illegal substitution is the call. And too many people on the field. That's 5 yards. That's 5 big yards for the Phantoms.
And ladies and gentlemen, I want to take a quick minute here while we've got time, and I just want to congratulate the Phoebus offensive line. Charlie Jones, left tackle. Robbie Davis, center. Dominique Davenport, left guard. Andre Purnell, right tackle. Maurice Hampton, right guard.
Here's Lloyd back to throw, being pressured. It's completed out here to Baldwin as he's out of bounds at the 40-yard line. And he is brought down pretty hard there by Davenport, number 9. That's about a 10-yard penalty. He's 5 yards short of the first down, so it's 2nd down and 5. And this is all they're going to do. They're going to sit there and they're going to nickel us.
Pass, yeah.
They're going to nickel and dime them to death.
Until they get close.
That's right.
But they're going against a tough defense.
3rd down and 5. I thought it was only 2nd down and 5. I lost the down.
Phoebus going with a 3-down line.
Lloyd's being pressured again.
Oh,
down he
nice
goes. Oh, that
play.
was a great play by number 44. And gentlemen, Beggs went out a little while ago hurt.
Yes, he
and he's
did.
back in and makes a play like that. They'll lose a yard on the play. That's going to bring up 4th down and 6.
And there's no reason he should have got through on that play. They're going with 3 down linemen, and Beggs is able to slide through there to make the tackle.
So this is a critical play right now for Edison. 4th down and 6 from their own 39-yard line. 4:20 to go here in the game.
This could be the play of the game right here, folks.
If the Phantoms can come up and stop them here, that might do it. Over the middle, it's what a hit,
man!
But he caught the ball, and again, that's number 5, Barber.
I don't know how
did he
he
hold
held
on
on to that because that was number 5 of Phoebus, Aaron Hawkins.
He had just enough to get the first down.
Mike, he just hammered him on this. Watch this on a replay. Boom!
Boom!
Man.
1st and 10 at the 46 now. Lloyd back to throw, being flushed out of the middle again. There's a little short pass. It's complete to about the Phantom 48-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 6 on the play.
Hey, Edison's going to have to be careful, Mike. Landon Givers over here on the near side, on the right side, is getting into the backfield. He's getting some open room over here from his defensive end position.
Lloyd is definitely starting to feel it back there right now. Again, he's in the shotgun, 2 wideouts to the far side and the near side, single setback. They're not going to run.
They've got all sorts of people in the backfield.
There's a pass over the middle completed to number 88, and he's another one of their big targets. And that is Roden over the middle all the way down to the 25-yard line. There is a flag down here at the 32.
Whoa. Lloyd, the quarterback, just throwing pass
Holding
after.
on Phoebus. That's decline. First down, Edison.
This guy Lloyd for Edison is all world here. He is doing one heck of a job throwing the ball.
We've
and
not
he's
seen
doing
a quarterback like him all year long.
He's
Mike.
doing enough to be able to avoid the rush, and the Phantoms have got to keep pressuring them. That's all there is to it. 1st and 10 from the 25. Again, back to throw, being forced up the middle. They had him,
right
and he did go down. He loses about a half a yard, so they will get a sack on the play.
See, I don't understand this. Edison, again,
like
Phoebus
Edison
with
calls,
3 down linemen.
That's their last time out too of the game, by the way. And after he was tackled, watch him get after. No, he cannot throw the ball down.
Sean Lloyd, he's
the coach is up
frustrated.
here. Well, that wasn't that much. That wasn't that bad.
Sean Lloyd is getting
Originally,
frustrated.
it looked like he actually threw the ball down, but that wasn't much of it.
But he was also a little upset when he came toward the sidelines, talked to the coach. You can see him. Yeah, he's not happy with that last play.
Well, we're down to 3:12 to go. It's 2nd down and 11, and they just used their last time out.
Are we looking at the eventual state champions on our screen right now?
Oh, I'm hoping so, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
I mean, irregardless
Yes,
of whether
I
it's
am.
Phoebus, Hampton, Bethel, or Kickotan, it stays in the
Yep,
district.
it does.
And what better choice could anyone have than to come play football in the Peninsula District, especially in the Hampton schools?
And
Last year, the Crabbers took care of business. This year,
Phoebus
the
is doing it.
Phantoms are doing it.
Aaron Hawkins, Landon Givers, Nathaniel Motley, Derek Davenport, Darius McMillan, Charlie Smith, Haroon Brown, Landis Beggs, Terry Lyles, Dominique Davenport, Reed Evans, the defensive team of the Phoebus Phantoms on the field right now, smelling that championship, knowing that all they have to do is hold this potent Edison offense and keep Sean Lloyd from throwing the ball and making the completions.
Back to pass being flushed out there. They got him in the backfield. He threw that ball away
There's
with
nobody
nobody there.
Nobody there. That's got to be intentional.
There was no offensive receiver there.
And the Phoebus coaches are going crazy to my right because they think the same way I do.
There was not a receiver within 20 yards of that ball going out of bounds.
We had our cameraman down there. We had a photographer from the Daily Press. We had 2 coaches. Oh, my gosh. Tell you what.
Come up with a defensive one, too.
Watch 25.
All right, here we go. 3rd down and 10 at the 25. Lloyd back into shotgun. Single setback. 4 wide receivers. 1 to the slot on the near side. Being flushed out. And down it goes. Is that Hawkins again?
Hawkins and
Aaron
Landis
Hawkins
Beggs,
again.
I believe.
And he is sacked for about a 2-yard loss. And again, we come up with a critical 4th down play.
Here's a replay on this. Watch him come in. Man.
They're kicking it.
Aaron Hawkins just gets in there and drops him in the backfield.
Hey, let's get the block.
Well, this is kind of interesting. They're going with a 45-yard field goal attempt.
Bergstrom will try for 45 yards. And I'll tell you what, the kid's got the
does.
foot. And this could be the correct call. Line drive shot. It's going to be well short out to the left side. And Lloyd is really upset when he's running off the field there. He didn't like that at all.
That didn't look anything like what we saw before the game.
Because this young man here was kicking 45 and 50 yarders during practice and with ease on defense. What do you think?
2 minutes left in the game here at Todd Stadium. WHCS Channel 46 bringing you this championship game. And there's Haroon Brown with the ball. He'll go off the left-hand side for a couple of yards.
And this is exactly what they got to do, run it down. We're down to a minute and 59 seconds.
Everything is in the favor. Everything is in favor of Phoebus at this point. Everything is in favor at this point to Phoebus. They've got the running game going. Both their running backs, Thunder and Lightning, over 100 yards, both of them for the game.
Here's a replay of the last game.
Last play.
Man, you couldn't ask for a better game. I mean, last week we thought was outstanding, and defensively the Phantoms came up big when they had to. Mathis off the right side, breaks free, and gets a first down, and that's
that's going to be it right there, folks. You are looking at the State Division 5 champion Phoebus Phantoms as they begin to wind down the clock here at Todd Stadium, December 9th, 2006.
Okay. We've picked our two players, and we're going to give two extras, and we're not going to be able to put them on the screen. Here's a replay of first and 10 for the Phantoms at the 31-yard line. Let me tell you, folks, the Phoebus Phantoms are going to win the state championship here at Todd Stadium. All they have to do now is just down the ball, folks. 2 plays.
All the hard work
Boyd takes the ball. He actually hands the ball off to Brown, picks up about 5 to the 36-yard line, and they'll have to run one more, folks, before it'll be done.
And how
players of the game, as soon as they want to put them up, we'll let you know who they are. We're going to pick 4 today, by the way.
Well, we ought to pick about 22.
That's right.
But you know how I feel about that offensive line. I love them to death. Guys, you're fabulous. Defense, McMillan, you're super. Charlie, you did a great job. Haroon Brown, wonderful defense. Alandis Beggs, Terry Lyles, Dominique Davenport, Reed Evans. Your interceptions have just been key all year long.
Here we go, folks. We're under 20 seconds to go. And that's
going to be the
last play of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, the Phoebus Phantoms.
And the players of the game, Mr. Haroon Brown and Mr. Maurice Hampton. Haroon Brown with over 100 yards. Maurice Hampton just fabulous blocking on the line and defensive play.
And we're also going to give 2 more outstanding players for this game,
too. Right here.
Is Matt Cole for his kicking and what he's done to help this team tonight. And also Reed Evans. Reed Evans made 2 critical plays in the last 2 weeks that were gigantic.
Yes, they
when
were.
It comes to changing this. And I'll tell you something, the Phoebus Phantoms, folks, have won the Division 5 AAA state championship here at Todd Stadium by a final score of 34-25.
With smash mouth football.
And that is over the Edison Eagles. Today's game was brought to you by Zoom Sitcos with locations throughout the peninsula. Subway located at 1807 East Pembroke Avenue. Great subs and salads and wraps. And in part by Eric Thompson, Realtor. Call Eric to buy or sell a home. Call 881-2004. And by Parkline Wood Funeral Home, where Nancy Staten is the director. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Phoebus Phantoms, they have won the 2006 Virginia AAA Division 5 state championship and keep it here in the Peninsula District. 34-25. Mike Hauser along with Paul Rhodes, Brent Musgrove, and Bob Killen from Todd Stadium. Paul, great
WHCS
game.
Channel 46 has brought you football all year long, and we end it this year, ladies and gentlemen, watching the Phoebus Phantoms become the Division 5 state championships. Mike, it's been my pleasure to be up here in the booth with you and the rest of the guys. Great season, young man.
We'll see you in baseball.
We'll see you in baseball.
And, folks, first part of January, we'll start up our coverage of the Peninsula District basketball as we will broadcast and put up the schedules as soon as we get it made up. But, again, the final score here at Todd Stadium, the Phoebus Phantoms 34 and the Edison Eagles 25.
You've been watching WHCS Channel 46 Sports. Good night, everybody.